the Baltimore Colts are being introduced. The defensive team will be introduced. Fred Cook is on his way, and the weather conditions in Baltimore this afternoon, about 34 degrees, snow flurries. But I don't think anybody in this stadium is at all concerned about weather. They are concerned about the Patriots. The Colts are under the gun. It is win or else. And in Maryland, we say in the Maryland lottery, you must play to win. Vince Bagli, this afternoon, the Baltimore Colts must win to play.
That's right, Chuck, absolutely. You know, you're talking to some of the players before the game today. What their reaction was yesterday when in the game in Miami, the problem was the field goal blocked by Barry Hill, giving Miami the opportunity to be in it. And the players said they really didn't care. They don't want to lose the momentum, which they might have lost if they come into this game down. So they're happy to win to play.
We've said in the past, and I guess the Bears repeating, young people only need a chance. Today, the Colts have that chance. And we'll be ready with the opening kickoff in just 1 minute. Well, here at Memorial Stadium, it's a blustery, well, the kind of a day you should have, the 21st day of December. Perhaps the snow will be only the flurries that are forecast for the area. One thing I think some of our fans, particularly around the American Forces Network, would be interested in, Vince, is if Baltimore wins today, where do they go from here?
Well, they go to Pittsburgh next week because right now, Chuck, it's looking as though the Cincinnati Bengals will defeat San Diego. That had been a contingency. Had San Diego beaten Cincinnati in 27-0 now in the second period, Baltimore would have played Oakland next week, provided they win themselves. But as it stands now, with Cincinnati well ahead of San Diego, 27-0 in the second period, Baltimore favored to win today. If they win, they'll more than likely play at Pittsburgh Saturday.
Well, the man who won it in overtime against the Miami Dolphins a week ago in this stadium is ready to kick off, and that's Tony Linhart down on the goal line. Alan Carter is the safety man. He is flanked on one side by number 24, Bob Howard. And Linhart is up to the football. Here's his kickoff. Oh, it's a beauty. It's all the way to the goal line. And now Carter comes back to the 10, 15, to the 20, to the 25, 30, 35 out in the clear. Linhart can't catch him. He's going to go all the way. Carter to the Colts 20, to the Colts 10, to the 5. Carter has returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown. Alan Carter took Linhart's kickoff at the goal line. The blocking opened a gaping hole in the middle. He burst through it, swung to his right down the far sideline. Vince, unofficially a 100-yard kickoff return, and the Patriots lead the Colts 6-0. And like the fellow said, nobody said it was going to be easy.
Well, it's maybe the kind of thing that could inspire the Colts to recognize that it's not going to be easy. A spectacular opening to the game. The fellow never broke stride as he came straight up the middle of the field, cut to the right. And now a fellow who hasn't missed a point all year will try to make it 7-0.
Here's the snap, the spot, the kick is in the air, and he is now 31 for 31 in conversions this year. And before we have had a minute gone by in this very, very crucial, very important football game, the Baltimore Colts are trailing by a count of 7-0. It is not an unusual position for this football team. They trailed the Miami Dolphins. They were trailing 14-2 and caught up and beat the Dolphins. The Buffalo Bills at one juncture led 28-7. They caught up and defeated Buffalo. And the Patriots have just shocked them right off their pins with a 100-yard kickoff return by Alan Carter to lead 7-0.
You electrify the crowd when you do that at home. You shock them when you're away, and that's what's happened here. Stunned as Carter goes 100 yards with the opening kickoff. That's the first time this year, Chuck, we can recall a kickoff being returned for a touchdown against the Colts. And the specialty teams had really done an increasingly good job as the season developed.
Well, John Smith will kick it off for the Patriots, and he'll kick it into the open end of this horseshoe. The wind is in his face, and the Colts safety man, Bruce Laird, is at about the Baltimore 5-yard line. Smith approaches the ball, hits it, a squib kick off the side of the foot, rolling to the far sideline.
Free ball.
And it is a free ball. The Colts fight for recovery, and the Patriots may have it on the far sideline. We'll know in a moment when they untangle. The Colts had the ball take a funny kind of a bounce away from them, and they had to battle to get to it. And whether maybe it went out of bounds, they're now giving us a preliminary sign of illegal procedure against the Patriots, and the kickoff will not count. They'll come back and do it again. So apparently the ball did get out of bounds across the way, Vince, and we were not able to see it.
What a weird start. I'll tell you, that's possession and control when the ball goes out of bounds, and maybe New England did touch it last, but did not control it. So it'll be an out-of-bounds penalty of 5 yards. Smith kicks from the 30.
Well, he just kind of hooked the kickoff, did the kicker John Smith, and went out of bounds somewhere around the Baltimore 28-yard line. So now they assessing 5 more yards. It's back to the 30, and he'll kick it off again. Later score, Cincinnati 34, San Diego 3. That is in the second quarter, and the Bengals are well on their way, as in truth are the New England Patriots. All ready to go. And the second New England kickoff, it's hit and hit well, and Laird is coming up on the ball at the Baltimore 17. Laird straight ahead over the 20, 25, now 30, 35, 40, on his feet at the 44. Down he goes at about the 45-yard line. A good return of the Baltimore, the kickoff by Colt, return of Bruce Laird. Ron Bolton got the tackle credit, and the Colts go to work first and 10. The ball spotted at Baltimore's 44.
Certainly nothing like this, which has transpired in front of us in the first 30 seconds to get this crowd immediately excited.
Well, Jones will bring him up on the ball, and in the backfield he's got Bill Olds and Lydell Mitchell. They go into a split backfield, no man behind the Colts quarterback. Out of a slot left, here comes Dowdy in motion through the Colts backfield to the near sideline. The takeaway by Jones, the give to Mitchell. Mitchell to the right side, and he is up for maybe 2 or 3 quick yards before the gang tackling New England Patriots, led by one of their 4 linebackers. Steve King made the tackle. New England defensively plays a down set 3 with 4 linebackers, and it's not the accepted defense in the National Football League these days, but it has been very effective at times for the Patriots. The gain is to the 47. That's a pickup of 3, second down 7 at the Colts 47. Dowdy wide to the right of the Baltimore set. Roger Carr wide to the left side. Second down. Here's the give. Goes to Mitchell down the middle, and he is popped good coming into the hole at about the 49-yard line. It looked like Ray Hamilton, who would play, I guess, in college, Vince. They call him a nose guard.
That's right on the center. And, of course, the variety of defensive rush you can get from this thing is unlimited. Because people are stunning all the time. The linebackers line up in the hole. You don't know whether the linebacker is going to come or whether he'll back off. And you have really 8 people up front, but 3 down, or 7 people, 3 down and 4 behind them.
Now the Colts split their right end. Tight end Raymond Chester wide to the right side. An I formation. Holds the front man. Rolling back. Rolling to his left to throw. It's Burt Jones' time. He fires. It's caught and out of bounds goes Roger Carr at the New England 42. A first down for the Baltimore Colts. A quick out sideliner to Roger Carr of the Colts at the first down at the New England 42-yard line.
Miami used this type of defense through much of the game last week, Chuck, but when Baltimore drove in the dramatic 86-yard drive to tie it, Don Shula shifted in the overtime, and they went from the 4-yard line down to the field goal against a more standard 4-3.
In a standard pro set, wide right now. Glenn Dowdy split off to the left side. It's Roger Carr. And Jones looking over the New England defense with a down 3 turn. Gives to Mitchell into the middle. He goes a little bit of daylight this time as Lydell pops over the 40 of the New England Patriots and then is yanked down by Sam Hunt, another of the 4 New England linebackers. His forward progress is spotted at the New England 39. Second down 7, Baltimore at New England 39.
From the New England 39.
The front 3 for the Patriots would be McGee at one end, Hamilton the middleman, and Martin Imhoff is the other end. And then the linebackers will be Steve Nelson, Sam Hunt, Steve King, and Steve Zabel. You holler Steve in this New England ball club, and a lot of guys are going to answer you. Slot to the left side, Dowdy out of the slot left. He comes in motion through his own backfield. Here is Jones rolling back, hands off to Mitchell. A sweep of the right end gets the block over the 35 on his feet at the 30. Inside the New England 30-yard line goes Lydell Mitchell. And the Colts are right to the New England 29 with another first down as John Sanders made the tackle. Mitchell's run and another good block, and I believe, Vince, it was Elmer Collette who was out there leading him around the corner.
It's been that way a lot this year. Collette and Taylor and Mendenhall and Coons. What a great offensive line. Ray Chester.
It's at the 30-yard line rather than the Patriot 29. Now it's Carr to the right side of the set. Dowdy to the left side. An I formation. In motion toward the backfield. Pitch out to Mitchell. A swing of the left side is attempted. Made the cut. Inside the 30 goes Lydell. He is down to about the 28-yard line before Steve Nelson, a linebacker, is over there to make the tackle on Lydell Mitchell.
You know, you get the Steve now. You get a lot of quickness in the secondary, the immediate secondary, the linebackers of the New England club, and that's what made Miami so effective last week. The real good quickness of those outside backers, and they got to the ball, and that time Hunt got there quickly, Nelson rather.
And he made just a tough yard to Lydell Mitchell on the attempted sweep of the left side. It is 2nd and 9 now, Baltimore at the Patriot 29. If you just tuned in, Alan Carter took the Colts kickoff back 100 yards, and the Patriots lead it by a score of 7-0. The Colts trying to get caught up here in the first quarter. Carr is wide to the right side, slot to the right is Glenn Dowdy, an I formation. Chester, the tight end, left end of the line. Jones wants to throw it. Deep drop, a quick out pass, caught by Carr, out of bounds to the New England 15, and maybe a step inside that. Jones to Roger Carr at and he is out of bounds at the New England 14, first down Baltimore. This Colt drive started at the Baltimore Colts 44-yard line and now has a first down at the New England 14. Not a capacity crowd, but a very good crowd, and I'll tell you, they are some kind of hungry for victory in Baltimore. Jones asked the crowd to settle down a little bit so they can hear the signals. I formation. Carr wide left, Dowdy wide right. Olds the front man in the eye, Mitchell the deep man in the eye. The takeaway, the gift to the second man, Mitchell, through the middle, and it's tough running in there. He got down close to about the 11-yard line before Steve Nelson and a few other of the Patriots made the tackle on Lydell Mitchell. They spot that ball at the 11-yard line. That's a pickup of almost 3, so let's call it 7. Second down and 7+. They've got to get inside the Patriot 5-yard line for the first down. Do the Baltimore Colts. Carr wide to the left side. Dowdy wide to the right again. Jones has him in an I formation. Chester, the tight end, is on the right end of the line. Front man again holds in motion. Dowdy toward his backfield. A pitch out to Mitchell. A sweep on the right side. Blockers in front of him. He is across the 10, fighting for yardage, and is going to be picked up and pulled back upfield by the double-teaming tackle. Steve Nelson got there first of all, and Johnny Sanders also came up very quickly to help out. His forward progress is about the 8-yard line.
Baltimore took it straight to Miami, right up the middle. Many plays last week. They seem to be sweeping more against the Patriots team in the early stages here. You can get a first down in a great position. We're going to get to the 4 and have 4 pops at the goal line from there. Right now they have 4 yards to go on third.
At the New England 8-yard line, Carr wide right, Dowdy wide left, split backfield now. No man behind quarterback Burt Jones, waiting for the takeaway. He doesn't take a shallow drop, wants to throw, looks left, looks right. Now Jones runs. Jones for the 5, dive. He is in for the touchdown. Jones looked to the right side, couldn't find his man, looked to the left, couldn't find him, saw daylight and took off. And Jones has run it in from 8 yards out, and the touchdowns are now even in this ball game. Patriots lead 7-6. Linhard will try to tie it up for the Baltimore Colts out of a hold by Marty Domrey. 9:43 gone by, remaining here in this first period in Baltimore. The low spot, the kick is in the air, and it is good. It was a bad snap, and Domrey did a superhuman job getting a spot for Linhart, who kicked the point after. And there's a break in the action. Let's pause now for this message.
WAMD Aberdeen.
If you have a head for cars, head for Dodge.
Coronet's got room for your whole family. There's plenty of room for a hip and knee. A mid-size looker you can drive with pride.
Cushioned by the famous torsion bar ride.
If you have a head for cars, head for Dodge.
Head for the 76 Dodge Coronet. A mid-size car that's right between too little and too big. And that makes it just the right size for your family. Dodge Coronet in a stylish 4-door sedan. Plus a pair of roomy Coronet station wagons. Head for them all at the Dodge Boys.
If you have a head for cars, head for Dodge.
My Coronet holds a whole car pool. My Coronet wagon takes Ace to school.
Roomy wagon and 4-door too. One Coronet's just right for you.
Linhart's second kickoff of the day. Down on the goal line is Alan Carter. He came back unofficially 100 yards with Linhart's first kickoff. Here is his second. Hits it high, not too deep. Carter waiting at the Patriots 7. Straight ahead 10, 15, 20, 25. And is hit, and down he goes at about the 31-yard line. It looked like it was Mike Barty who got there first of all and pulled Alan Carter down. And New England goes to work from their own 30, call it the 32-yard line, if you will. First down at that spot.
Mike Barty got him. Is right, Chuck. And let's say the start of the game delayed 4:41. That's how long it took Baltimore to get back the touchdown. The New Englanders scored in the first 16 seconds.
They have Taha in a slot to the right side. Stingley is split out to the right side. Cunningham. Here comes Taha in motion through the Patriot backfield to this near sideline. The takeaway. The give goes to Johnson. Johnson hits off the right side and crashes his way up near the 35-yard line of the New England Patriots before Stan White and John Dutton down on the bottom of the pile are able to stack him up. A gain of some 3. Second down and 7 for New England at that spot. San Diego, hold on a minute, it's Cincinnati 34 and San Diego 10. They're now in the second quarter, Vince.
in the second quarter.
The Taha is wide to the left side of the New England set. It's Cunningham and Johnson as setbacks behind the quarterback Grogan. Wide to the right side is Darrell Stingley. The turn. The give comes to Big Sam Cunningham. Daylight at the 40 to the 45. Coming outside, he is going to be taken out of bounds at about midfield. Cunningham is ridden out by Nelson Muncie. And I'll tell you one thing the Patriots did to that Baltimore Colts defensive line, Vince, they really moved people on that Cunningham run.
Absolutely. Sam playing with an injured knee also didn't appear to be affected by that as he moved it 16 yards to the Colts 49.
It's Patriot ball, first down at the Colts 49-yard line. The Patriots quite obviously show in the opening quarter that they are here to play. They're not going to just go through the motion. They're bringing it to the Baltimore Colts. In motion, Stingley through the Patriot backfield to the far sideline, waiting for the takeaway by quarterback Grogan. The give goes to Johnson, the sweep of the right end. Dutton catches him from behind, and down he goes at the New England 48-yard line. The very active, great big end, John Dutton caught Johnson and rode him down.
Nobody touched him. Nobody touched him. He's looking at the replay, and you talk about your lateral pursuit by the big lineman. Oh, man, he overran him.
It's Dutton, Airman, Barnes, and Cook, that front four for Baltimore, and what a reputation these young men have built for themselves. The old man, the senior citizen of that front four, is the 26-year-old, 3-year veteran Joe Airman. Now New England shows an I formation. The front man in the I is Cunningham. The deep man is Johnson. Stingley wide right, and the other way is Taha. Back to throw goes Grogan. The pants rush is on him. He is going to get it. Fred Cook gets him way back at the 28-yard line. Fred Cook got to the quarterback way back at it. They put it down at the New England 31-yard line. 17 and 1/2 sacks for the defensive end, Fred Cook.
And that ties the record, Chuck. 57 sacks for the team. Fred Cook, how many is that for him, Tom?
17 and a half.
17 and a half. And the loss was 17 and a half. Back to the 31.
Back at the New England 30-yard line. The Taha wide to the left side, slot to the left of Stingley, a split backfield, no man behind that Patriot quarterback. There goes Stingley in motion through the backfield to the far sideline. Grogan barking signals, yanks it away on the draw. He gets it to Cunningham, coming wide around his own left end. Muncie is waiting for him, and down he goes at the 32-yard line. Very fine positioning and good tackling. John Dutton helped on the play, and getting up to hit him head-on was number 31, Nelson Muncie, who took fine position and made a very good tackle. And do we have a penalty marker down? We're waiting to see. It's very close to the 32-yard line.
I thought I saw some motion.
There is a penalty flag down, and it may go against Baltimore, Vince.
Motion on the left side of the line, defensive line, so they might get a chance to run it over. Muncie set him up nicely. He saw Dutton trailing. He delayed him, hit him, and John plowed into him.
The area that you talked about, Vince, occupied by Mike Barnes, and apparently he has been guilty. Let's see what they're going to do about this one. They pick it up.
6-yard penalty.
Fred Silva says it's offside against Baltimore, so now instead of being 3rd and 31, you deduct 5 yards, make it 3rd and 26 for the Patriots, and the ball, well, they put the ball at the 37. It should be at the 35, but just things like that can and do happen. New England now shows the Colts a double wing. The only man behind the quarterback is Cunningham. Back to throw goes Grogan. He sets up. Look, fires down the middle. It is incomplete and over the head of Wallace, the Colts defender, who had a little bit of a shot at the interception, but the ball looked to me, Vince, as though it sailed.
Really did sail. It's 5 yards over Taha's head and landed 20 yards deep behind him. So they'll have to kick it on 4th from the 37.
And that little bundle of dynamite, Howard Stevens, will be the punt returner as the kicker, Mike Patrick, is in to do the kicking for New England. He'll kick against a rather stiff wind that's coming in out of the open end of the horseshoe in Baltimore this afternoon. 7-7 tie in the first quarter, 7:28 remaining. And now we'll watch Patrick's punt to the lone safety, Stevens, between Baltimore's 25 and 30-yard line. Snap is perfect. Here comes the punt. They pressure him. Marshall Johnson almost blocked it. Stevens coming up to the Baltimore 28. Has along the 30, trying to get some running room. He squirts ahead to the 30. Down he goes at about the 34-yard line. Stevens did a lot of running around and finally made it work for about a 6-yard return. There is a timeout here in Baltimore, and we'll be back in 60 seconds. Brought to go to work at their own 34. They went 56 yards in 10 plays for their tying touchdown after Alan Carter shocked this good turnout in Baltimore today with unofficially a 100-yard kickoff return. And before the game was more than 15 seconds old, the Patriots led 7-0. The Colts came right back and tied it. When the march was culminated on an 8-yard sprint by quarterback Jones, Carr is split to left. Here's Dowdy also out there coming in motion through the backfield to the near sideline, a standard pro set backfield. Now Dowdy sets wide right, turned by Jones, fakes a handoff, wants to throw, looks fired, and it's going to be over the head of the intended receiver, Bill Olds, coming out of the backfield at the Colt 40. Second down 10, Baltimore at their own 34.
They had one sailor, and we had one. As that ball obviously got away from Burt because Bill Olds was wide open for about an 8-yard gain.
The last team to defeat the Baltimore Colts, the self-same New England Patriots, October the 19th, defeated them 21-10. And the Colts feel that they really owe the Patriots something. Now second and 10, it's Carr wide to the left side. In the slot left, it's Glenn Dowdy. He comes out of the slot in motion through his own backfield to the far side to this near sideline. Take away by Burt Jones. Hand off to Lydell Mitchell. Swings the right corner and gets hit and hit good by number 52, Steve King, one of the 4 New England linebackers, who dropped Mitchell at about the Baltimore 37-yard line, where it is third down and 7. Now they drop off one of those linebackers in this situation and come in with a couple of defensive linemen. It looks as though they'll play with a down 4 this time, will New England, and 2 linebackers and 5 deep backs. All ready to go. Here comes Carr wide to the left side, Dowdy wide to the right, split backfield, no man directly behind the quarterback Jones. Third and 7 from the Baltimore 37, waiting for the snap to the quarterback. He's got a straight drop. Jones wants to throw, looks to find a receiver, rolls to his right, running out, looking, still looking, now fires upfield. It is going to be incomplete, trying to hit Bill Olds at about midfield, and also being very sure not to throw an interception. Jones led him a little bit too much, and he caught the ball. He still would have been out of bounds.
So you get the benefit of the wind at the kicker's back, David Lee. The wind is supposed to pick up this afternoon, Chuck. The early forecast this afternoon said to come out of the northwest or northeast, which is not good for climate weather. And now Lee has the wind at his back.
And it looks like Johnson will be the punt returner for the New England Patriots. He is down around the New England 20-yard line. David Lee, they have a 10-man front presented to the Patriots. They intend to put a lot of pressure on the punter, David Lee. Waiting for the snap. It's back to David. Here comes the punt. He hits it high and end over end. Johnson is waiting at the New England 24. He's to the 25. And down he goes right at that spot. And the man who threw the block that knocked him down was Doug Nettles. Just a perfect open field block, not a tackle. And he knocked the returner off his pins at the 25. There is a timeout with the score. The Colts 7, the Patriots 7.
Be your local Dodge dealer. Tom Abraham Dodge Aberdeen, Waters Motors Bel Air, Sinclair Motor Company Jarrettsville, and Kingsville Motors Incorporated in Kingsville.
As the Patriots take over their 26th, the turn, the give to the big man, Slam Bang Cunningham. Through the middle he goes up to the New England 35-yard line, where he is hit and held by Stan White. Cunningham, who broke a leg last year with the New England Patriots and has had some leg trouble this year, Vince, with a burst up the middle to the 35.
One of the great players from Southern California, John McKay, is retiring and will be coming into this league with the Tampa Club. Sam Bam, one of his best.
With a second down, a yard for the Patriots at their own 35. The takeaway by Grogan. Here it's handed off to Cunningham. A penalty flag goes down. Cunningham stops. And let's see what the flag. Illegal procedure against New England is the preliminary sign. And from the line of scrimmage, about 35, they walk it back down to the 30 and put the ball down. Incidentally, the officiating crew this afternoon, another of the many fine crews in the league. Fred Silva's the referee. The umpire is Ralph Red Moorcroft. The headlines from George Murphy. The line judge is Red Cashin. The back judge is Dave Parry. And the field judge is Jim Cole. Second down, 6, the ball at the New England 30-yard line. As they come into a split backfield, Vataha wide left. The other way is Darrell Stingley waiting for the takeaway by Grogan. He gives it to Johnson. Johnson sweeping his own left end. Turns the corner, and it's going to be hit head-on. And down he goes with Jim Chiunsky doing the job at about the 31 or 2-yard line. And for WHVR in Hanover, Pennsylvania, and all of our network stations, we pause now for station identification. This is the Metro Media Baltimore Colts Football Network.
2:30 p.m. at WAMD Aberdeen.
In 10 seconds, Dunkin' Donuts will save you 10 cents. Order coffee and your choice of a donut and tell them you're paying 25 cents. These 10 seconds have saved you 10 cents at Dunkin' Donuts, South Lot 40 in Aberdeen.
It's a third down and a kind of a short 4 at their own 32. They go into a double wing. The only man behind that quarterback, Grogan, is the big fella, Cunningham. Waiting for the takeaway by the New England quarterback. He yanks it away, doesn't fake, wants to throw a shallow drop, fires his pass to the sideline. It's going to be incomplete. Mumford, the defender there, and the intended receiver looked like that great big Steve Burks, and that's who it turns out to be. So New England will punt the ball from their own 32.
electric kicking. The standards of all the clubs on the flagpoles around the top of the stadium. Miami's flag, Chuck, incidentally, was at half-mast. But I think one of the fans did that. And
I think that's absolutely right. Yes, it was done by a fan, and he was, he meant well, but
they put it back up high.
Okay. Howard Stevens waiting for the New England punt at about the Baltimore 32-yard line, and the kicker Mike Patrick will hit it against the wind, waiting for the snap. They pressure him. He gets it away. A good-looking punt coming towards Stevens to the Baltimore 32. He's ducks one man. Now comes to the right up to the 35, and as down he goes at about the 32, 34-yard line. Hit there by the on-charging defensive back of the punt coverage team, number 47, Jim Massey. They mark Howard's forward progress about the 33-yard line as he's trying to get up to that 35 and get outside. Couldn't do it. Well, Baltimore with Mendenhall, the middleman, in that offensive line. So the Baltimore Colts had one guard, Bob Platt. The other guard is Elmer Collette. The left side tackle, Dave Taylor. The right side, George Coons. Tight end is Chester. On the right side of the line to give to Lydell. Slipped and fell in his own backfield, did Lydell Mitchell. And holding him there was big number 78, Tony McGee. A loss of about a yard of the play. Second down, 11, Baltimore at their 32. Time remaining 4:23 in the first quarter in Baltimore. A 7-7 tie. The New England touchdown. A return of the opening kickoff by Alan Carter of about 100 yards to give New England a short live 7-0 lead. Here's a fake by Jones. He fakes the rollout. Now rolling to the right. Fires upfield. It's going to be incomplete. He just threw it to an open area. And trying to get to that area, it looked like it was Roger Carr. And he was pinned in by the very alert and aggressive defensive play of the Patriots.
Yeah, one of the linebackers ran him to the sidelines and just ran him out of it. Steve King stayed with him. It's confusing. This four linebackers.
It really is a little bit, then.
It says 3 down people, and you never know which of the 4 is coming in or who's dropping back, and it looks like 7 men.
Well, now Dowdy is wide to the left side of the set. Carr is split off to the right side of the set. A split backfield, nobody behind Jones. 3rd and 11 at the 32. A straight drop. Jones wants to throw. Set. Halftime. Fires. Caught by Dowdy at the 50-yard line. First down, Baltimore.
Good grab by Glenn, who fought off the defender who was hanging right on him.
The New York Jets 14, Dallas 14 at halftime. That's a little bit of a surprise for you. Roger Carr is wide to the left side of the Baltimore set. Dowdy wide to the right side. It's a standard pro set backfield behind the quarterback Jones. First down in midfield, waiting for the takeaway. Jones gives it to Olds. Olds tries to turn the left side, gets not too much help, and down he goes right along that 50-yard line. Ray Hamilton, the Sugar Bear, got in there and did the job on the ball carrier Olds. Second down 10 for Baltimore, still at the 50. Speaking of the guy in the middle, and we call him a nose guard for the New England Patriots, number 71 is Ray Hamilton. He's a 3-year veteran from Oakland. He's not the biggest guy. He's about 245 yards. He's 245 pounds, and he's very agile, very strong. The takeaway by Jones. He fakes a handoff, rolls deep, wants to throw. Has time, fires. Caught by Big Bill Olds at the New England 46-yard line. The tackle was thrown by number 52, Steve King of the New England Patriots. The Colts now picked up 4 to make it 3rd down and 6 at New England 46.
So again, they have to convert on 3rd down. They did it before and got 18 yards to Glenn Dowdy at midfield. Now it's 3rd down and 6 to keep the drive going. They've got to get it past the 40.
New England now has dropped one of their linemen, added 2 more, and dropped one of their linebackers also. As they come into a standard pro set down 4 for the most part in this situation. 3rd and 6 at the New England 46-yard line. Standard set backfield behind the quarterback Jones. He's back to throw, races back, gets protection from his back. He kept him in, fires over the middle, caught by Raymond Chester, and penalty flags are all over the place at the New England 35-yard line. Chester peeled back toward the quarterback, caught the ball, and went down at about the New England 38, and there are penalty flags all over the place, Vince, and I guess we could speculate that it would be interference.
Yes, that's right, Jack, but on the other hand, Roger Carr was also in the area. You don't want to think that it was offensive interference. Picking off for the receiver from the sounds of the crowd, it looks like
holding against New England was the call. Right.
They try to anticipate those things, but these officials really do a good job. And they're right in the middle of it. And Carr was not guilty. A New England player was.
And the catch by Raymond Chester is first down Baltimore at the New England 38. Wide right, Glenn Dowdy. Wide left, Roger Carr. Olds and Lydell Mitchell. Setbacks behind quarterback Burt Jones. Jones pulls it away, gives to Mitchell into the middle, and it doesn't open for him. I'll tell you, that three-man down set for New England is, giving the Colts a little trouble. Tony McGee closed the door on Lydell after a very quick pickup of maybe a yard. Called it 2nd and 9, Baltimore at the New England 37.
Second call holding on Ron Bolton, who'd had trouble trying to contain Dowdy on the previous third down play. And that time he was guilty of holding against Raymond Chester, who caught the ball anyway.
Second down coming for Baltimore. They need 9 at the Patriots 37. It's a 7-7 tie with a minute and a half remaining in the first quarter. Dowdy wide right, wide left. Carr back to throw the ball. Colt quarterback Jones, good protection, fires his pass. Dowdy's got it at the New England 25 and is down at the New England 23. And what moves Dowdy put on in an effort to break away, he just couldn't do it, but he's got a first down inside the New England 25. Tackle credit to Steve King. The shake and bake man, Glenn Dowdy, on the receiving end of the Jones pass with a first down at the New England 24. We looked again at the video replay, Vince Bagli and I, and Dowdy put on some fancy-looking moves, and he just couldn't get free. Split backfield, no man behind Jones. Carr to the right side, down to the left. Give goes to Mitchell. A sweep of the left corner. Makes his cut and ran into a New England tackler at the 20-yard line. It looked like it was Steve Zabel. And he made the tackle, and they're spotting it at about New England's 21-yard line. Second down, 7. And we're running out of time here in the first quarter. Coming on field now comes Jerry Patton as a defensive end. Out of the ball game goes number 64, Martin Imhoff, another one of the defensive ends. Second down, 7 Baltimore at the New England 21. I don't know if they get the play off. I guess they will. Wide right Dowdy, wide left Carr. Split backfield behind Jones and motion Dowdy toward his own backfield to give to Mitchell to the right side. He is inside the 20, down to about the 17-yard line goes Lydell Mitchell. And that could be the final play of the first period, and it is. That is the end of the first quarter. Our score, New England 7, Baltimore 7. And it'll start with the Colts in possession at the New England 16-yard line. And it'll be about a third down 2, maybe a little bit more than 2. Again, for those of you who joined us a little bit late, before you could, just get relaxed underneath Tony Linhart's kickoff, the Colts were trailing 6-0. Alan Carter brought it right back down the gut, up to about the 40. He went through the middle, then cut it to his right down the far sideline and returned it unofficially 100 yards. And New England was in front 7-0 before the game was 15 seconds old. The Colts then mounted a 56-yard drive in 10 plays to tie the ball game 7-7, and the culminating of the tying touchdown was an 8-yard sprint by quarterback Burt Jones. Now one of those third down plays that everybody talks about, and there were some great ones here in this stadium a week ago when the Colts defeated the Miami Dolphins in overtime. 3rd and 2, Bill Olds, Lydell Mitchell, setbacks behind the quarterback, Burt Jones. Waiting for the takeaway. The Colts quarterback fumbled the ball. They're fighting for recovery. Penalty flags are all over the place. And we'll wait and see what the officials have decided. Whether Baltimore is guilty of illegal procedure. No, it's New England guilty of illegal procedure. And they're now talking it over. And the referee said, no, the initial contact was made by New England. And that's the way it will stand. So the fumble that we talked to you about has, been disallowed, and Burt Jones, the offensive captain, goes in. The referees are huddling, and there appears to be just a little bit of confusion over the call, whether it will be against New England or against Baltimore. And the officials, and this is one game in which they do it, and I love them for it. Back in motion, there are offsetting penalties. Back in motion penalty against Baltimore, and illegal procedure against the New England Patriots. So we're right back where we were a little while ago then.
New England actually recovered the fumble, but that's academic in this situation.
I was about to say that I love to see officials get together and make sure they have arrived at the correct decision. It's one of the few games that you'll see that done, but it is done in professional football, and for that matter in collegiate football. Excuse me. 3rd down 2 at the New England 16. A split backfield, nobody behind the Colt quarterback, Burt Jones, waiting for the takeaway. Snaps it away, no fake, wants to throw. Penalty flag is dropped. Jones looking now, lobs the ball to Mitchell at the 15. Mitchell down to New England 10, is inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line, but a penalty flag was thrown while Jones was in his way. An illegal motion against Baltimore again. Back illegally in motion was the original call. And apparently somebody, Vince, is jumping the snap count down there.
That's right. It'll make it 3rd down and 8 more than likely back around the 21-yard line as Fred Silva brings the ball back. Fred himself was a collegiate fullback at San Jose State, Chuck, in California. So they'll have to throw on 3rd and a long 7 or run a draw. Mitchell and illegally in motion.
Lydell Mitchell, guilty of motion, and here it is, 3rd down, 7 Baltimore from the New England 21, wide to the left side, Dowdy to the right side, Carr, a standard pro set backfield. Burt Jones yanks it away, rolls a little bit to his left as Jones running. He is looking for nobody. He's going to run to the 20, to the 15. Jones dives to the 10-yard line. Jones on a swing around his own left end dives. I hope he is all right. He seems a little uncomfortable, but he has run for a 1st down at the New England 10-yard line, being helped up by Raymond Chester. And if you did not know it, take it from someone who does know. The Baltimore Colts quarterback, like many other in this National Football League, is one tough kid.
He is a tough kid. I saw him in the locker room before the game as he headed out to warm up. How you feeling, Bert? And he just kind of winked. As if it's, now, what does that mean? That's a very ambiguous gesture. Does it hurt or doesn't it?
It means come on out there and see. Already. Now the Colts show the Patriots a double wing. Waiting for the takeaway by Jones. He hands it off to Mitchell. Down the middle to the 5, and inside the 5 goes Lydell. Out of the double wing. David Taylor downfield helping out. Collette was there first. Lydell goes through a pretty good hole inside the New England 5 to about the 3-yard line. And Don McCauley races in. Tackle credit went to Johnny Sanders. Mitchell gets a rest, and Don McCauley comes on field. Ball resting at about in between the 3 and the 4.
What a block. Mendenhall through the center just exploded against his man and opened the hole. Lydell's out, McCauley in.
Well, it's 2nd down and about 4. The ball at the New England 4-yard line. McCauley is settled in there alongside of Bill Olds, wide to the left side of the set. Dowdy takeaway by Jones. He rolls back, wants to throw, fires, and it's going to be incomplete. He was intending for Raymond Chester. He unloaded very quickly and just couldn't find the man he wanted to find. Actually, Raymond Chester really didn't have he had his back to the ball and did not have a chance to look. And Chester was being covered by linebacker Steve Zabel. 3rd down, still 4 for the Baltimore Colts. And as I look at it, Vince, they could probably get a 1st down. It looks like they're just inches away from the goal line down there.
Right.
Jim now with double tight ends. Kennedy at one tight end on the right side. Split the left tight end. Raymond Chester about 5 yards. A standard pro set backfield. Waiting for Jones's takeaway. Rolls to his left. Looks to find a receiver. Lobs it. Caught by McCauley, and down he goes at about the 1-yard line. Don McCauley on the receiving end, and he was tackled immediately by Steve Nelson, another of those 4 linebackers. And now here's a decision for you. You have 4th down coming, and you've got about a yard at the New England 2-yard line, a little bit better than a yard. Are you going to send your field goal unit on, or are you going to go for it? We'll give him a little time to think it over, Vince, and then tell him what's happened.
Well, let me tell you, first of all, Tony Linhart sprained his ankle slightly, but he is available. And now you tell him what's happening.
Well, Dom Reyes will hold, and Linhart will try a field goal from the 9. It'll be a 19-yard kick. Snap, spot, kick in the air. Kick looks good. It is good. And the Colts break the 7-7 tie. There is a timeout here in Baltimore, and we'll be back in 1 minute. Kick it off for the Baltimore Colts down about the 2-3-yard line. Alan Carter. Now it is Linhart's. He's going to have to kick against the wind that comes in out of the open end of the horseshoe, which is down here to our left. And Carter has already come all the way back with one of Linhart's kickoffs this afternoon. Tony approaching the ball. He hits it, and hits it not too good. It's going to be rather shallow. Carter taking it to New England 18-20. Down to the 25, laterally along the 30, trying to get outside. Pop. He is down at the 33-yard line. Racing in to make the tackle, number 62 of the Baltimore Colts is Ken Huff, who had a pretty good angle and pulled Carter down right at the New England 32-yard line where they go to work.
Well, Chuck, a lot of times those short kickoffs don't do any harm at all because the wedge has to punch up. A lot of people are together. There's not a lot of running room for the guy who catches it, and that was the way with Carter then. And, of course, the people coming down don't have as far to go down to clog it up. So that was a pretty good coverage.
Steve Grogan has the Taha split wide to the left side and a slot to left Stingley. The gift goes to the first man through, and that's the big guy Cunningham. They fumbled, and there's a big pile up. Let's see whether the Colts have recovered it. They have not indicated yet whether it's a Colt recovery. The Colts say they have recovered, but the official says no, New England football. Fred Cook and Mike Barnes were around the ball, but there had to be a Patriot there. And the fumble by Cunningham is recovered by the Patriots. The ball spotted at the 33. Gain of a yard. Second and 9, the Patriots. Stingley coming out wide right, but Taha goes to the left side. Now they split their backfield. Nobody behind the quarterback, Grogan. It's Cunningham and Johnson as setbacks, waiting for the takeaway by the New England quarterback, Grogan. He can run, too. Back to throw goes Grogan. A straight drop. Fires down the middle. It is going to be caught by Taha, who goes out of bounds at midfield. Taha, the little guy, made the grab and went out of bounds at midfield for a New England first down.
Gain of 17. First completion for Grogan. First time he's been near anybody, and first time he has been under great pressure when he tried to throw.
First down, New England at midfield. The Baltimore Colts 10. The New England Patriots 7. We're in the second quarter. A heck of a lot of time remaining. And the Patriots have let the Colts know in no uncertain terms here in Baltimore this afternoon that they have come to play. Now Burks is set out wide to the left side of the set. Stingley comes wide to the right side. Cunningham and Johnson in the standard throw set backfield on a first down from midfield. Waiting for the snap to quarterback Grogan. He's got turns, gives to Cunningham, left side, trying to get outside. Sam puts a straight arm and then got popped. And I mean, he really got nailed by the submarine Nelson Muncie. Muncie laid a hit on the big guy, Sam Bam Cunningham, and put him down at the Baltimore 49.
White was containing him, but as Chuck said, Nelson Muncie laid him low, getting underneath, submarining him, slam bam, hit the deck after a gain of a yard.
It is a second down, 9 for the Patriots. The ball at the Colts 49. Here comes Stingley wide to the right side of the set. The other way, it looks like Taha is back in again. And he is. And the roll away, the back to throw goes to New England quarterback Grogan. A lot of time setting up, drills it down the middle. It's incomplete. Intending for Darrell Stingley. And he had a lot of time to throw, did Grogan. And the Colts deep secondary and linebackers dropping in pass coverage did a heck of a job.
Now, third down and 9, you wonder if they might blitz. Colts haven't been a whole lot for blitzing.
Looking downfield, I was trying to count the number of blue jerseys back there, and our spotter and statistician, Tommy Davis, said there were 7 men back in pass coverage. I know there were a gang of blue jerseys. Chyunsky comes out. Ray Oldham goes in. The Colts drop a linebacker and add a defensive back. Third down, 9 at the Baltimore 49. The Patriots of New England in possession. They're trailing 10-7. Grogan is back to throw. He has a very deep drop. Fires a screen to Cunningham. Cunningham to the Baltimore 45-yard line where he is held. And Oldham laid the first hit. McLeod finished the job. One of the surest tacklers the Colts have had in some time. Broke the screen pass to Cunningham and dropped him at the Baltimore 46.
That's a great play by Oldham. Cunningham finished it off with 3 big blockers in front. Little Oldham got in there. And McLeod, who rarely misses a tackle, laid him down.
Well, it'll be 4th down, 6, New England at the Baltimore 46. Howard Stevens is waiting for the punt at the Baltimore 10-yard line. He has company back there. Ray Oldham is with him, and so is Marshall Johnson. They're about at the Baltimore 20-yard line. And the punter on field, Mike Patrick of the New England Patriots. Waiting for the snap. He has the benefit of the wind at his back, and we're still waiting for that snap. Here it is, a perfect snap, and now here comes his punt. He gets it away deep, and Stevens is going to let it go. It should go into the end zone. It is into the end zone and out of the back line in the end zone for a touchback, and the Colts go to work at their own 20-yard line. There was a timeout here in Baltimore with the score. The Colts 10, the Patriots 7. It'll be Baltimore first down from their own 20-yard line as Roger Carr comes wide to the left side of the set. Wide to the right side of the set goes Glenn Dowdy, a standard throw set backfield with Mitchell and Bill Olds behind the quarterback. The gift to Mitchell. Right side darts through a little bit of a hole and then is yanked off his pins very quickly at about the 21-yard line by Sam Hunt. It's a kind of a chilly Sunday afternoon here in Baltimore. Once you get working, however, you don't seem to mind it even a little bit if you can avoid looking at the Baltimore Colts equipment manager down on the sideline. You can stay warm. Mike McVane down there in Bermuda shorts.
He thinks he's Woody Hayes. That's
I'll tell you.
Old short sleeves.
He may not be cold, but he sure looks cold. At the 21, second down, 9 in motion. Here goes Dowdy through the Colt backfield of the far sideline. Out of the eye, the gift to no one. Play action fake. Jones firing the bomb to Roger Carr. Carr can't make the catch. He is covered beautifully by number 27, Ron Bolton of the New England Patriots. Trying to get Carr deep, and Bolton did a very good job of pass coverage and broke up the play.
Actually, I think Roger had beaten him, but he made a great play in changing his direction, Bolton, and coming back to get the ball.
And illegal motion has been signaled against the Baltimore Colts. They have been called for illegal motion, I think, 3 times so far here on the first half.
New England will decline it, though, to take the down and force Burt to throw on 3rd and 9 or run a 3rd and 9 play.
Well, some of the other scores of interest to fans around the world. Houston 14, Cleveland nothing in the second quarter. Atlanta 6, Green Bay 3 in the first period. The Bears 7, New Orleans nothing in the second quarter. And it's the Cardinals 14, Detroit 7 in the third quarter. 3rd and 9, Baltimore from the 21, a passing down. Jones a straight and deep drop, setting, looking, throws. Incomplete. Chester, the intended receiver, couldn't hold on at the 30-yard line. David Lee will have to punt to the New England Patriots from deep in his own backyard. Incidentally, Vince, did we find out who it was who was guilty of motion the last time?
George Coon. Usually means standing up before the snap of the illegal motion.
Normally, when it's a back involved, they give you that illegal motion, and when it's a lineman, they give you illegal procedure.
Yeah.
Well, here comes David Lee's punt, and waiting for it downfield is Andy Johnson. He's between the New England 40 and 45-yard line. A 10-man rush mounted by the New England Patriots. The snap, the kick, coming. Got it away. Just did get it away. A good punt. Waiting for it is Johnson. Fair catch requested and made at the New England 43-yard line. So there's a break on the action. Let's pause now for this message. Baltimore, 9:16 remaining in the first half of play. The Colts lead the New England Patriots 10-7, and the Patriots will go to work under the guidance of their young quarterback Steve Grogan at their own 40, well, between the 42-43. Let's call it 43 to get the numbers straight. But Taha going wide left in the slot to the left side is Darryl Stingley. Johnson and Cunningham, the setbacks behind Grogan. Here, Stingley in motion through the Patriot backfield to this near sideline. Takeaway by Grogan, give to Johnson, an attempt around the right end. It opens, and he is caught from behind and pulled down very quickly by Joe Ehrman. It looked like Johnson, waiting for the blocking to develop, made his cut, and it seemed open, and all of a sudden, Ehrman was there to yank him down at the New England 47.
And he has such a great day against Baltimore. He's a fellow who beat them up there with a 67-yard run for a TD, and then he gained, I think, about 132 yards.
It was 124 with a touchdown in that 21-10 win. Johnson was, a fellow that we really didn't know anything all about, hadn't heard of. From the 47-yard line now, it's 2nd down and 7. The give goes to Johnson. Down the middle he goes, and he is hit hard crossing midfield at the Baltimore 48. On top of the pile looks like Jim Chayunsky, and down the bottom of the pile was John Dutton.
That might be close enough to measure, Chuck, inside around the 48-yard line of Colt territory. Johnson, a quarterback in college at Georgia. An explosive kind of resourceful kind of a runner, I think. Not great speed, but he, as Chuck said, knows how to cut. Waited for his blocks, especially in the game up there, and ran very well.
Well, we're going to see the measurement right now. It's very close, right smack in front of us. I'll tell you how close it is. I won't guess at it, even though it's right smack in front of the booth. But as they stretch the chain, he appears short by about a foot.
3rd and 1.
3rd down and about a yard for New England. Well, actually 3rd and maybe a foot would be the call at the Baltimore 48-yard line. And coming in now is an offensive lineman, number 62, Steve Corbett. A guard comes in with a play from Chuck Fairbanks. And when you've got a guy like Cunningham and a guy like Johnson, there's little to choose between their ability to run. 3rd and a yard at Colt 48. Let's see which one they pick on. Quarterback keeper, straight ahead goes Grogan, and I believe he may have first down yardage. Just a quarterback keeper, straight ahead, and they went on the first audible sound. Did the Patriots got off the ball very well? It appears. I say it appears that he has first down yardage.
Official time.
And the officials will take time right now to go in and measure. We haven't seen a snow flurry for a little while, and I hope they're not famous last words. It could happen that way. Waiting for the measurement on the carry by quarterback Grogan. He's got the first down by a yard. We hope that our troops around the world are enjoying today's game, now being broadcast on the 300 stations of the American Forces Radio Network. For those stations, for our flagship station WCBM in Baltimore, we pause now. 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Metro Media Baltimore Colts Football Network.
2:59 at WAMD Aberdeen.
In 10 seconds, Dunkin' Donuts will save you 10 cents. Order coffee and your choice of a donut and tell them you're paying 25 cents. These 10 seconds have saved you 10 cents at Dunkin' Donuts. South Route 40 in Aberdeen.
Right end makes his cut and gets caught from behind again. And this time it looks like it was Tom McLeod. Now, the Colt linebacker who got in there and laid a good tackle on Andy Johnson, assisting him on the play, was number 20, Wallace of the Baltimore Colts. Little or no gain on the play, and we'll call it second down, still 10 New England. The ball resting at the Colts 47, and Vince, I guess Cincinnati has it going pretty good this afternoon. It's now 41 for Cincinnati, 17 for San Diego there in the third quarter. New Orleans just tied it up with the Bears in the second quarter, 7-7. And Green Bay leading Atlanta 9-6 in the second quarter. The Cardinals 21, Detroit 7 in the third quarter. New England 2nd and 10. Here's Grogan taking a draw, wants to throw, sets to find his receiver, fires down the middle, incomplete, and again the ball then seemed to sail a little bit. Lloyd Mumford there, he was trying to get it to Darryl Stingley, and the ball just kind of took off.
Thrown very well, but as you said, at the last moment, it lifted a little bit.
I guess, for the most part, if a quarterback had his druthers, I don't know whether he'd rather throw against the wind or throw with the wind at his back. I think the ball has a tendency to sail a good deal more when the wind is at your back. Actually, if he had his druthers, he wouldn't want to throw windward or against.
I'd take it with.
Wide to the left side goes Bataha, and now they come into a double wing. Do the New England Patriots on a 3rd and 10 at the Baltimore 47. Grogan is back to throw. Set, fires down to the sideline, caught by Johnson, and he is going to be taken out of bounds inside the Baltimore 30-yard line. Andy Johnson on the receiving end, and the tackle was thrown by Bruce Laird, and a very good, nifty clutch play is executed by the Patriots for a first down at the Baltimore 28.
3rd and 10, you have to say so. 18, 19 yards for Grogan from Kansas State. He's been intercepted 13 times. He was sacked 8 times last week, Chuck. He's only been gotten to 1 time today and hasn't thrown it to the Colts yet.
Bataha wide to the left side of the set. Stingley goes out there with him. The crowd begins that chant of defense. 1st and 10 at the Baltimore. Whoop. Here's a handoff goes to Johnson. This time it looked as though it was motion against the New England Patriots.
Boy, the man who carried the ball, Johnson, in anticipation, leaned forward, took a step, actually. It'll be 1st and 15 or 2nd and 10. Baltimore may want to push him back a little bit because of the field goal potential later.
We'll know in a moment. Referee Fred Silva is waiting for the Colts to get some indication they're walking off the yardage as Vince Bagli suggested, so it'll be 1st and 15. And the ball now goes back to the 33-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. Time remaining in the first half, 6:52. The Baltimore Colts 10, the New England Patriots 7. The New England Patriots driving. They started at their own 32-yard line. The key play was the pass to Bataha. They got him a first down in midfield out of the 2nd and 9. And they just had a beautiful 3rd and 10 pass to Johnson for a first down at the Colts 28. Now 1st and 15 after the penalty at the 33. Grogan with a long counter quarterback. Yanks away. No fake. A straight drop. Wants to throw. Rolls to his right. Fires down the gut. It is intercepted on the ground by Bruce Laird of Baltimore to the 15. Up to the 20. And down he goes at about the 22-yard line. Off the hands of intended receiver Burke into the hands of the interceptor Bruce Laird, and for Laird his 3rd interception of the year.
He was hit by Ehrman as he threw the ball, Chuck. It might have been just enough. However, the ball was thrown high, so that certainly didn't take anything off of it. So let's just say that the alert Laird got the Colts out of a jam.
The Colts 23-yard line, first down on Laird's interception. Carr wide left, Dowdy wide right, Mitchell and Bill Old setbacks, and a standard throw set behind quarterback Jones. Jones turns, gives to Mitchell. Into the middle comes Lydell, cracks his way up over the 25 to about the 27, where it takes 2 or 3 of the Patriots to slow him down. And number 52 in there, Steve King, one of the 4 linebackers. And the last guy getting up, another linebacker, Sam Hunt.
For a team that has given up a lot of points, this is a pretty tenacious-looking defense. Buffalo scored 45 and 34 against them. The Jets 36. Dallas 34. They've been tough today against the rush anyway.
With a 2nd down, 6, Vince at the Baltimore 27. It's Dowdy wide right, Carr wide left. Turned by Jones, gives to Mitchell. The swing of the right side. He is caught from behind by Hamilton at the 30 and hit there and held. He may have gotten up to about the 30-yard line. If he does, it'll be 3rd down and about 3 for Baltimore at the 30. Hamilton, the Sugar Bear, is kind of a quick young man to have in the middle of that down 3 that is the normal defense of the New England Patriots. On some 3rd down situations, they have been changing this afternoon to a standard pro set of 4 down linemen. Dowdy comes out wide to the left side of the set. The other way, it's Roger Carr, split backfield, nobody behind Jones. 3rd and 3 from the 30-yard line. Takeaway by Jones, a straight drop, wants to throw. Looks, Fires his pass. Mitchell's got it and goes out of bounds at the New England 36, or rather the Colts 36-yard line for a first down.
6 yards, first down. You talk about Hamilton, Chuck. There haven't been an awful lot of Oklahoma linemen who've made it great in the pros. His interior lineman, Hamilton, is an exception, however. You say he's not real big.
They think that fellow Selman might be one of the top draft choices in the pro draft this year, and that's another one of the celebrated Oklahoma linemen, and there have been a few, believe me. First down, Baltimore at the 36-yard line. Dowdy to the right side, and that means Carr is to the left side. They split the backfield, putting no one directly behind Jones. On first down, he is back to throw. A straight drop, set. Pressure, fires. It is caught by Roger Carr, peeling back at the Colt 48 and out of bounds now, right at midfield. Roger Carr came back to meet the Troublesburg Jones and caught the pass. Steve Zabel laid a heck of a hit on the quarterback back there.
All the new that many balls this year, and playing against Burton, you wonder. Burton's one of the better cornerbacks in the league, and he's victimized him, he or Dowdy, a number of times today.
Dowdy wide right, Carr is wide to the left side. The standard pro set backfield, first down in midfield. In motion, Dowdy toward his own backfield. Jones hands it to Mitchell. Mitchell hits the middle. A little daylight. He's down to the Patriots 45-yard line. Just a quick hitter right down the gut, and then big three in the middle. Mendenhall, Collette, and Pratt are kind of blowing people out of there. And the tackle credit this time is number 57. That's Steve Nelson. And he's kind of slow getting up, Steve, but he's okay.
You know, Chuck, we talk about the offensive line. For the people around the world listening in on Armed Forces, Lydell Mitchell had a dinner party at one of the fine Italian restaurants in Little Italy section of Baltimore. Greg Pruitt did the same thing. He went for prime rib for the whole line. That's the thing to do, and they deserve it.
Second down, 5, Baltimore at the Patriots 45. Here's the gift to Mitchell. Mitchell to the right side behind Pratt. He gets hit and hit hard by a linebacker trailing the play, and again it's Steve Zabel this time. And he may have picked up a yard. Let's see, they spotted at the 44, and that'll make third down and 4 for the Colts at the New England Patriots 44-yard line.
Crawley into the ball game, and Lydell will take, no, Bill Olds coming out.
Sometimes it'll be Mitchell, other times it'll be Olds, and this time it's going to be Olds coming out. That leaves McCauley and Lydell as the setbacks behind Jones when they break that huddle. Raymond Chester is the tight end on the right end of the line. Carr is wide to the left side. A slot left is Dowdy. They're an I formation. McCauley, the front man on the I. The deep man is Lydell Mitchell. Take away by Jones. No fake. Wants to throw. Being pressured. He runs out of it to his left. Jones running, looking to find a receiver. Fires upfield. Caught by Dowdy at the New England 30-yard line.
What a throw by Burke. Running to the left. It's difficult for a right-handed thrower to deliver the ball, but he squared those hips somehow and had something on it. He threw the ball 30 yards, 25 yards, and Dowdy made a good grab for a first down.
That's the thing that a running quarterback can do for you. He can really give you all kinds of trouble. And if you, are able to break down the pass blocking of the Colt offensive line, Jones has the ability to roll it out of there, and he can really hurt you. First down, Baltimore on the clutch grab by Dowdy. The ball spotted in the New England 31-yard line. Dowdy wide left, Carr wide right, split backfield. As the give goes to Mitchell. Mitchell behind Collette off the left side, gets hit crossing the 30-yard line, and is held at about the 27, maybe the 28. 1, 2, 3 of the New England tacklers in the play. Zabel and Nelson is one of them. And number 25 also assisting was Johnny Sanders, the safety man. The forward progress of Lydell is spotted, let's call it the 27, which is a 4-yard pickup, second down and 6. With Dowdy going wide to the right, Carr the other way, and now they split their backfield. The Bill Olds and Lydell Mitchell are spread out considerably. Nobody directly behind Jones. Second and 6 to 27 of New England. Waiting for the takeaway by Bird. A long count by the Colt quarterback. A straight drop. He wants to throw. Pressure coming. Firing out of the pressure. Incomplete. Trying to get it to Roger Carr. Carr couldn't get to it down around the New England 10-yard line. Jones is coming over, looking toward Carr. I believe Burt feels that Roger was kind of held up a little illegally.
A couple of people were with him. I didn't see what they did, but the ball was thrown out of bounds.
Well, we have Bill Olds coming to the sideline now on a third down and 6 for Baltimore at the New England 27, and into replacing goes Don McCauley, and it looks as though it'll be Cawley and Mitchell shoulder to shoulder in a split backfield behind quarterback Jones, with Carr to the left side of the set, Dowdy to the right. Waiting for the takeaway, Jones drops straight back, wants to throw, sets to find a receiver, now runs out of it, looks again, and now just as he's firing the pass, he is hit and held in his own backfield. The man who finally got to him, number 78, Tony McGee. Just as Jones drew back and started to throw the ball, he was hit by McGee. And and it'll be ruled an incomplete forward pass, and on field right now with a 4th down and 6. At the 27 comes Tony Linhart. He will try a field goal. Marty Domrey's was spotted at about the 34, which means in a very light snow flurry, the attempt will be 44 yards.
He hasn't made one that long, Chuck. His longest is 42. Good. He tried from the 46 and missed. 44 yards against the wind. This is a little tricky.
Waiting for the snap from center. Mendenhall, the Domrey spot kick is in the air and on the way, and let's see if it's got enough foot to get there. It is not quite enough. Against the wind, and it was also a little bit to the right as the kicker looked at the upright. So New England will take over right out of the line of scrimmage again at their own 27. Again, time remaining just a little bit better than 2 minutes. We're running into that 2-minute warning here in Baltimore. A 44-yard field goal effort is not good. And we've got just over 2 minutes remaining in the first half. The Bears 14, New Orleans 7. They're in the second quarter. In the third quarter, it's Dallas 21, the Jets 14. In the third quarter, the Eagles 13, the Redskins 3. First down, New England at their own 27. The takeaway by Grogan. He hands it to Johnson. Johnson swings the right end, gets the block in the open up to the 35 to the 40, and down he goes. A heck of a good sweep on the right end by Andy Johnson, and there is the 2-minute warning with a score. Baltimore 10, New England 7.
John Dutton hurt on the play. He's being attended by the trainers. And it's tough to tell what the problem is. It's not a leg injury. It appears to be a head or perhaps a shoulder injury. Again, this afternoon, we'll be picking the Colt Offensive and Defensive Players of the Week, and we'll announce our picks during the locker room report. And both Colts will receive gift certificates from Hamburgers. Hamburgers. If you're going to dress, you might as well do it right. Chuck, can you determine what his problem is? John Dutton has not gotten up.
I cannot determine this, but looking at Ted Marchibroda as he came to the sideline. Now Dutton is getting up. Marchibroda seemed, not really all that concerned. But Dutton seems to be, very wobbly and very weak. We hope it's just a kind of a jolt that knocked the wind out of him, and that he will be able to continue. Right now, his place has been taken out there by Dave Hare of the Baltimore Colts. Hare, wearing that number 65, is a rookie, 22-year-old, 6'2", 242-pounder. A long way from home. He comes from the University of Washington. First down, New England at the New England 48. Bataha, wide left, wide right, Darrell Stingley. Johnson and Cunningham behind the quarterback, Steve Grogan, waiting for the takeaway. He's got turns, gives to Johnson, gets hit coming into the middle. He can't go anywhere. The Colts defense is right there to stop him cold, and Joe Ehrman was maybe the first man to get there, but no gain on that play. It'll be second down 10, New England. The ball still resting at the New England 41, and they're in their hurry-up offense right now. They did not huddle. They stand out into a double wing, and back to throw goes Grogan, looking to find a receiver, fires down the middle. It's caught by Andy Johnson midfield, and he is taken down right at that spot, just inside the Colts 50-yard line at about the 49, and very close to first down territory. Tackle credit made by Jim Chiansky.
John Dutton is up and along the sidelines. Appears to be pretty good shape. We're getting a report. Now, what's the problem? No report yet, They got almost 10, didn't they, Chuck? They put the ball at the Colt 49, so he may...
It is very close, and they have stopped the clock right now with 1 minute and 33 remaining, and Steve Grogan has gone to the far sideline to talk to Chuck Fairbank. Snow flurries again here in Baltimore. And I imagine the Colts marching band that has done nothing but an outstanding job. One of the things we should mention to the Armed Forces Network around the world listening to our broadcast this afternoon in Baltimore is the fact that this is a very exceptional football marching band. Even when the Baltimore Colts did not have a football team in Baltimore, this unit stayed together. They rehearsed and they practiced and looked forward to the day that the Colts would have a franchise back. They're just very dedicated people from all walks of life and have done nothing but a brilliant job down through the years. In Baltimore, we're justifiably proud of the Baltimore Colt marching band.
Indeed we are, Chuck, because we've seen them through the years. As you say, they were here when the Colts first came into being, and the team went away for a few years. They say they were in every parade in town. And for the most part, I think they're unpaid, aren't they?
That's a
voluntary group.
Third down, and they've got, maybe 6 or 8 inches to go for a first down to the Patriots at the Baltimore 49. They go to a standard throw set backfield. Grogan, the quarterback, he turns, gives to Johnson off the left side. He's got first down yardage, driving down to the Baltimore 45. And in truth, he may have gotten inside the 45-yard line for the first down. And the Patriots are not huddling at all. They just go right into their hurry-up offense. Get on the ball, and they're ready to go. First down, New England. The ball resting. Call it the Baltimore Colts 45-yard line. 1 minute and 13 remaining. Waiting for the takeaway. They show an eye. The turn. The give goes to no one. Grogan fakes the pass, fires, and it's going to be caught by the leaping man down around the 25-yard line. That looks like Randy Vataha. That's who it is. He is down at the Baltimore 23. First down, New England, and a lot of time remaining. And the New England Patriots have stopped the clock, I believe, with a timeout.
Colts get Glenn Robinson into the game, replacing Stan White. Coming slowly to the sidelines. Also Dave Pear coming out.
When play is resumed, it'll be New England ball, first down at the Baltimore Colts 23. The Colts are leading 10-7. The Patriots drove and were very deep in Baltimore territory with a 1st and 15 at the Colts 33 moments ago in this quarter. And the pass was thrown by Grogan, intended to Burks. It caromed off his hands and was intercepted by Baltimore's Bruce Laird. Now the Patriots are right back at it again. They're down at the Baltimore 23 with a first down with 1 minute and 2 seconds showing on the stadium clock.
Stan White had come to the side to talk about the defenses. He's a defensive signal caller, and he got some instruction and went back and related to the club.
Pear is out, and Glenn Robinson is back in at a defensive end, replacing John Dutton, who was injured. No word yet on the injury to Dutton. Out of the I formation. New England has Cunningham, the front man, Johnson, the second man. So the second man, Johnson, into the middle, hammers his way down, and just about inside the Baltimore 20, maybe to the 20-yard line before he is knocked down. Again, New England will not huddle. Second down and 7 at the Baltimore 20. Barnes made the tackle along with Joe Ehrman. Now they come to a standard throw set backfield. Grogan is back to throw, looks to find a receiver, and now is going to try to run it out, fires down the middle. Caught at the Baltimore 10 by Vataha. He fell down at the 8-yard line and is hit and held there. Got up and scrambled another yard. The catch is made by Vataha inside the 10. They're going to spot it down at the Baltimore 8. It's first and goal for the New England Patriots. First and goal for New England. They have a split backfield to take away by Grogan. Fires to the sideline over the head of the intended receiver, Stingley, to stop the clock with 13 seconds remaining. And I thought I saw a penalty flag, but I guess I'm seeing things again, Vince.
He threw it out of bounds to stop the clock. The word on Dutton, he was kicked in the hip, and he will be back in the second half. He is walking around and appears to be quite mobile on the sideline.
That's one of the things that the Baltimore Colts have had this year going for them. Not only the resurgence and the excellent football that they have played, but that great and priceless commodity known as youth that allows them to bounce back from the hurts that would perhaps keep an older player on the sideline. And the Colts have been very fortunate this year. They have not had to pay the price in physical hurts that many other teams have had to pay. Second down and goal for New England at the Baltimore 8-yard line. Split backfield, no man behind Grogan, waiting for the takeaway. The quarterback rolls back, fakes, wants to throw, rolling to his right, looking. Now trying to run, and he is going to be on his feet and fires into the end zone. And is it caught? It is. It's a touchdown catch in the end zone. And it is caught by Sam Cunningham. Grogan just kept rolling to his right to the near sideline, and the Colts could not get to him. And finally, he found somebody open in the corner of the end zone out of our line of sight. It turned out to be Sam Cunningham, and the Patriots have hung up their second touchdown of the afternoon. And now lead Baltimore 13-10 with 6 seconds remaining. He got out of the grasp of the tackler, did Grogan, to make that throw. And the Colts apparently felt that he was on the way in an effort to run it in, and they just kind of came up to try and cover him on the run, and he drew it right over them to the open Sam Cunningham for the score. Waiting for the snap and the point after touchdown effort. It's in the air, and the kick is good. And the New England Patriots, with 6 seconds showing in the stadium clock, now are in front of the Baltimore Colts by a score of 14-10. And to all intents and purposes, this first half is all over here in Baltimore. And if you're a Colts fan, you just have to be disappointed in the score. But if you're a football fan, you have to be proud of the effort of the New England Patriots this afternoon in Baltimore.
Absolutely, Chuck. Absolutely nothing to gain as far as they're concerned. And they showed you from the opening kickoff they meant business. I thought Baltimore began to take over the momentum of the game for much of the second period, and the first period for that matter. And then New England came back. Vataha catching some passes from Grogan, and then Cunningham working himself clear. Grogan getting out of the grasp of Barnes. And they're ahead 14-10, and there'll be a little emotion as the Colts try to shake and bake for the second half. That locker room ought to be something.
Well, we'll have the kicker, Johnny Smith, lining up for the New England Patriots. Bruce Laird waits on the goal line. Here comes the kickoff. He hits it pretty good. Coming up to it is Marshall Johnson at about the Baltimore 5, now the 10, now the 15, 20, 25, and head down. He bangs into a pile of tacklers, fumble the football, and they fight for it at about the 29-yard line, and the gun sounds. And that's it. That's the end of the first half, with the New England Patriots leading the Baltimore Colts 14-10. We'll have more in 1 minute. Collie, kickoff is high and deep, about 2 yards back in the end zone. Laird comes out with it to the 10, 15, 20, 25, over the 25, 30, 35, and down he goes. A very good, determined return by Bruce Laird from 2 yards deep in the end zone to the Baltimore 35, and the Colts go to work at that spot. For WTTR in Westminster, Maryland, and WCBM in Baltimore, we'll pause now for station identification. This is the Metro Media Baltimore Colts Football Network.
This is WAMD, Radio 970 Aberdeen, where you can hear all the play-by-play of Baltimore Colts football and University of Maryland basketball games.
From the 34, first down, Jones fakes, rolls back, wants to throw, looks to find a receiver, drills his pass, almost intercepted. The linebacker there in front of it, number 57, Steve Nelson, knocked it down, broke up the play, and it'll be first down Baltimore, a second down Baltimore, still 10 from their own 35.
Talking about Baltimore moving, and he's a pretty astute football follower, Chuck, as you know.
Yes, he is.
Figured they'd have to throw it a little more in the second half. He didn't say to the backs coming out of the backfield. He only threw one time, I think, to Mitchell. So maybe we look forward to more of that. That was not the play, however, then.
Dowdy wide to the left side of the set car, wide right, a split backfield, no man behind Jones. The takeaway by Jones gives to Mitchell, trying to swing his left end, makes a cut, goes nowhere as New England really drills into him. And number 27, Bolton, on top of the pile, number 64, also into the tackle, and the linebacker in there helping out on the play was number 57, Steve, or 57, Steve Zabel. No gain at all. The New England Patriots have carried it to the Baltimore Colts from the opening kickoff, and they're not about to let up. And in truth, you can quite factually say that the New England Patriots deserve to be where they are, leading Baltimore 14-10 as we start the third quarter. 3rd and 10 Baltimore from their 35. Waiting for the takeaway by Burt Jones. He's back to throw. A very deep drop. Sets, looks to find a receiver. Can't see anyone. Now fires. And it's going to be incomplete. And broken up at the last minute. Racing down was Bob Howard, number 24. It was intended for Glenn Dowdy. Howard did a very good job breaking up the play. And the Colts are unable to do a thing with the football and will punt it to the New England Patriots after their first offensive effort of the second half.
Lee against the wind.
Andy Johnson waiting for the punt at about the New England 30-yard line. A 10-man rush presented by the Patriots. Waiting for the snap. It's perfect. Here comes Lee's punt. He got it out of there. He had to hurry it. It may have been partially blocked. Rolling back inside the New England 35. Rolling toward the 32, and it's down to that spot. And New England goes to work now at their own 32. Dick Kahn was the man who had pressure on the kicker and punter David Lee and almost blocked that punt. New England goes to work at their own 32-yard line, and we look to see whether or not that huge number 78 is on field, and he is. Dutton is there. And this crowd now hollering defense, defense, defense. The Patriots, just with, nothing to do. They are going nowhere in the AFC East, are doing a slam-bang job against the Colts. The give to Johnson, hits the left side. Dutton wraps him up after a quick gain of maybe 2 or 3 up to the New England 35. Second down, 7 New England at their 35-yard line. Cold in Baltimore this Sunday afternoon, as well it should be. Snow flurries all afternoon. And I believe that is the forecast, unless it has been amended and changed in the Baltimore area, nonetheless. They say just, snow flurries. Now they send Burks wide to the right side, Vataha wide to the left. Grogan is back to throw a deep drop by the New England quarterback. Firing deep, here's Vataha all alone, and it is broken up at the last moment. Retreating quickly, Nelson Muncie caught up to him and knocked the ball down at the Baltimore 25. Vataha had him whipped by about 3 steps, and what a recovery Muncie made.
Chuck, the pressure has not been nearly as great in the last period and a half as it was early in the game. New England's quarterback was sacked 8 times last week, Grogan, but Baltimore's sack pack, which leads the league in bringing down the quarterback behind the line, hasn't been able to get to Grogan except 1 time.
Well, the New England Patriots have defeated the Colts the last 3 times they have played. And here they are, leading 14-10, and now a 3rd and 7 at the 35. New England comes into their double wing. Waiting for the takeaway by quarterback Grogan. The only man behind him, Cunningham, a straight drop, and the deep one set. Fires, sideliner. Bataha slipped and didn't get to the ball at midfield. And the Baltimore Colt is down on the field. It's Ray Oldham, and he appears to have hurt that leg, re-injured it, as he slipped and fell in coverage. And it is an injury to the right knee, and Oldham is unable to move off field. They're going to have to help him off as New England comes up 4th down and 7, a punting situation. The turf here in Baltimore is just kind of frozen, and they carry Oldham off. The injury seems to be to that right knee that he hurt a couple of weeks ago, I believe, Vince.
That's right. And he's in a lot of pain as he comes to the side.
And now we'll get the punter on field, and that will be Mike Patrick of the New England Patriots. Waiting down at the Baltimore 25-yard line for the punt is Howard Stevens. He has a couple of other safety men back there with him. Waiting for the snap from center. It's okay. Kind of low. Now he picks it up and makes his punt. Oh, what a kick. What a rocket. Deep down to the Baltimore 11-yard line. Stevens goes to the far sideline. Over the 15 to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Midfield. Down to the Patriots 40. Inside to the hole. Maybe that's what the Colts needed. Somebody to light the spark. Stevens has just returned it to the New England 35, first down. The Colts will put it in play at the New England 35-yard line. A brilliant return by that little rocket number 27, Howard Stevens. All four are ready to go. Jones has them on the ball, first down at the 35-yard line. Takeaway by Burt Gibb to Mitchell down the middle. He has hit coming into the hole and may have picked up 2 or 3 yards close to the 32.
You talk about the catalyst, maybe the 53-yard return by Howard Stevens can do it. And he hadn't broken one. Chuck almost said before the punt. That's what we need. Howard break one. He can fly.
Well, Mitchell on his carry is hit down about to the New England 31-yard line, and that makes it 2nd down and 6. As Dowdy goes to the right side, and Carr is wide to the left. The Colts are trailing. It's New England 14 and Baltimore 10. Waiting for the takeaway. Jones yanks, no fake. Back to throw. Looks to find a receiver. Drills his pass. Caught by Olds at the 25-yard line, and down he goes. And he should have first down yardage. Bob Howard makes the tackle. The pass to Bill Olds for a first down at the New England 24. 53-yard punt return by Howard Stevens, and the Colts are deep in New England territory, driving. Dowdy wide right, Carr wide left. Waiting for the takeaway by quarterback Jones. He turns, gives to Mitchell. Down the middle he goes, bangs his way down to the 20, and the power thrust may have got a little bit inside the 20-yard line for Lydell Mitchell. Nothing fancy about it. They're not trying to razzle-dazzle the Patriots. They're just bringing it to them with good, old, hard-nosed, straightaway football.
It's like General Coons had something to do at the halftime. Let's go. Let's blow them out. And the last couple of plays, that's the way they've run it. Collette and Taylor.
They're down to the 20, Vince, with a 2nd and 6 coming. Wide right, Carr, wide left, Dowdy, Lydell Mitchell, Bill Olds, shoulder to shoulder in a standard pro set. Waiting for Jones' takeaway. He rolls to his right, naked, and now looks, fires downfield. Chester to the 5. Chester scores! Jones rolled to his right, took his time, laid it on the money to the big guy, Chester. He caught it at the 5, and you just knew they couldn't stop him, that he was going to just pull his way in, and Chester has scored the touchdown for the Colts.
Pretty good grab by Raymond, too. It was up high on the fingertips. Burt had to get it up high to get it over the rush of Sam Hunt, the linebacker.
Linhart will try the point after. Waiting for the snap. There it is. Spot kick in the air. Kick looks okay. The official says it's all right. And there is a timeout in Baltimore with a score now. The Colts 17, New England 14. This year. Colts very long, and they were sparked on a brilliant 53-yard punt return by Howard Stevens. And 4 plays later, they were in the end zone, and Baltimore leads 70-14. Linhart will kick it off. Alan Carter is waiting at the New England. Well, he's between the 5 and the 10. Linhart hits it against the rim. He hit it beautiful. This is deep to the New England 6-yard line. Carter coming back along the 10-15. Now the 20-25, open in the middle. He's up to the 35 and pulled down. Fumble! And he may have fallen on it and did, I believe. I'm not sure. Nettles was there also, but Johnson fumbled after Carter fumbled after almost breaking it open again. And the Patriots have found something they like. They are bringing the kickoff return right up the middle, wedging it open, and Carter goes streaking through and has done an excellent job. Mumford made the tackle that jarred the ball loose. And it popped out of the midst of Nettles, and Carter recovered it. First down now for New England at the New England 37. Waiting for Grogan. The takeaway by the quarterback. Rolls to his left, wants to throw. Fires over here. It's caught by the Baltimore Colts defensive end, Fred Cook. He has intercepted.
Oh! There was a swing pass and headed for Johnson. Freddie Cook grabbed it, almost took it in. Johnson brought him down.
Fred Cook intercepts on the screen. It's as if Cook was in the huddle, Vince. He smelled it. He knew it was coming. He was right in the middle of the screen and picked it off. And is he a happy battler coming to the fight? Baltimore in possession now at the New England 25. First down at that spot. Dowdy to the right, Carr to the left, the give to Mitchell, and he goes nowhere trying to get into the middle, and the Patriots really pop him and hit him good, led by the nose guard Hamilton. No gain. Second down and 10, Baltimore. Well, the catalyst, as Vince mentioned a moment ago, well might be that little fella Howard Stevens, who apparently has lit a little bit of a fire under the Baltimore Colts with his 53-yard punt return. The Colts now lead 17-14. Cook intercepts, and they have another opportunity. Jones is back to throw. Looking, fires. It's caught by Olds at the 20, and down he goes. The tackle is made by Steve King at the 20-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Colts at the New England Patriots 20.
Chuck, we want to make a note for this to the folks in the stands who listen on the transistor radios.
Okay.
The power is out in the press box, and there is no public address system here in the second half. Now, this is a reason that the scoreboard is not working the down yardage, and so the announcements aren't coming with that information over the PA system.
All right, Roger Carr sets wide right, Dowdy wide left, in the split backfield, 3rd down and 5 at the New England 20. Waiting for Jones to take away. The Colts quarterback drops to throw. A shallow drop, fires down the middle. It is broken up on a heck of a good play by the linebacker for the New England Patriots, Steve King. It was intended for Lydell Mitchell, and King made just a superlative play. And we see Dom Ray's coming on field. Linhart is coming on. And the field goal team is there with Baltimore leading 17-14. Linhart will try one from about the 27. You add 10 yards and make it a 37-yard field goal effort by Tony Linhart. 9:17 left in the third quarter. Dom Ray is the holder, waiting for the Linhart kick, waiting for the snap. Good spot. Kick is in the air, headed toward the uprights, and it is hit the upright and bounced back. It is not good. It hit the upright and bounced back. So there is a break in the action, and let's pause now for this message. Well, again today, we'll be picking the Colts offensive and defensive players of the week. We'll announce today's picks during the locker room report with Vince Bagli following this afternoon's game. New England goes to work, first down at their 20. And again, that cry from this crowd here in Baltimore of defense, defense. And I'll tell you, defense has been there a little bit here in this third quarter so far. Waiting for the takeaway by quarterback Grogan. The give goes to the big man Cunningham. He's hit coming into the hole. He doesn't go anywhere. Fell forward maybe a yard or two. John Dutton got to him first of all. And they spot the ball just about at the 22. Second down and 8, New England. Well, Cincinnati walloped San Diego 47-17, Vince.
They'll be in it, huh? They're the wild card team with it. 11-3, is it? 11-3. It's not too bad to beat.
And unfortunately, we must report that a New England player has been injured on the play. There really isn't that much to choose between these two teams insofar as the standings are concerned. The Colts rank number 6 in the AFC in offense. New England is 9th. The Colts in the AFC in defense rank number 7. New England is 8th. The Pats have averaged about 18 points a game, Vince, and they have given up 25. The Colts, however, have been averaging 28 points a game and allowing only 19.
And the Colts obviously have made fewer mistakes, as the 13 interceptions would indicate. They fumbled a lot. Ray Hamilton, or rather Leon Gray, the offensive tackle, number 70, is a young man injured, and it looks like a leg hurt as he leaves the field with assistance.
One of the things that hurts the Baltimore Colts as much, if not more than anything else in their effort against the New England Patriots, the first time they played this year up in Foxborough, they lost 3 fumbles.
Right. But we haven't been doing that sort of thing lately.
What a difference.
Oh, my, what a 9-week period this has been. Remarkable. And we're in a ball game this afternoon as tough as any we've seen all year.
Second down, 8, New England. The ball resting at the New England 22-yard line. Bataha slot to the right side. Split out wide to the right is Darryl Stingley. Grogan in under center, waiting for the snap. He takes it away, a straight drop. Shallow wants to fire his pass. Does. Hits his man Bataha. Bataha alone at the 25. It's pulled off his pins and held there by Bruce Laird. They allow Bataha's forward progress at about the 26. He, in truth, caught the ball near the 30th, but 30-yard line, but trying to evade a tackler, faded back, and it cost him.
Rick Volk had been in for one play in place of Chayunsky in a passing situation. Now in third and shorter yardage, third down and 4. Rick is out, and
ready to defender in. With a third down coming. 4 needed by the Patriots. Dick Francis is the tight end on the right end of the line for New England. Now a standard pro set backfield. Stingley wide right. No, it's Burks. Wide left, waiting for the takeaway by Grogan. The New England quarterback yanks it away. Fakes it. It's a busted play. He's running out to his left. Being pursued by Dutton, by Barnes, by everybody. And down he goes along the 20-yard line. Airman got there. Dutton was there. Barnes was there. Cook was there. A busted play. And the Patriots now will have to kick it away to the Baltimore Colts.
Those are the mistakes we talked about, Chuck. Statistics don't mean anything if you make that kind of a mistake in a key play, and third and 4 is certainly a key play, so that's a break for the Colts.
And now with Howard Stevens waiting between the Baltimore 30 and 35-yard line, the crowd begins to get, just a little bit more excited in anticipation of what this little fella can do. Already now we're waiting for the punt by Mike Patrick. He's got the wind at his back. Waiting for the snap again. It's a fine snap. Here comes his punt. He gets it away. A good-looking kick coming up to it is Stevens at the Baltimore 42. Now the Baltimore 45 to 50. Into Patriot territory. Down he goes, crossing the New England 40-yard line. And the tackle was made by number 62, Steve Corbett of New England. There is a timeout here in Baltimore. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
If you have a head for cars, head for Dodge.
This is the year Dodge gives you more.
Instead of 2 charges, now there's 4.
There's overdrive in Colt GT.
Contact Dodge with my whole family.
If you have a head for cars, head for Dodge.
Head for Dodge in 76, because Dodge has the cars that are turning all the heads. Sporty little cars like Colt, roomy compacts like Dart, mid-size family cars like Coronet, and the car that more people are getting hooked on every day, Dodge Charger. Head for them all at the Dodge Boys.
If you have a head for cars, head for Dodge.
Drive Charger Daytona and hear the crowd roar.
The Coronet wagon holds a grocery store.
Dart Colt Charger Coronet. One of these beauties is the one to get.
If you have a head for cars, head for Dodge. If you have a head for cars, head for Dodge.
See your local Dodge dealer, Tom Abraham Dodge Aberdeen, Waters Motors Bel Air, St. Clair Motor Company, Jarrettsville, and Kingsville Motors in Kingsville.
To those who perhaps follow the Colts via transistor radios in the stadium this afternoon, the Colts apologize. There's nothing they can do about it. There has been a power failure here in the stadium, and therefore the scoreboard is not functioning and the public address system is not functioning. And the Colts will now have first down at the New England 39-yard line. Bill Olds and Lydell Mitchell into a split backfield. Dowdy slot to the right side, and space wide right is Carr. The gift of Mitchell tries the left side, and he got hit and hit good by number 57, Steve Nelson, as he came into the hole and may have picked up a couple of tough yards.
Check, this defense is plenty tough. New England's had, you talk about poor field position. Baltimore's 53-yard return by Howard Stevens, and then the 19-yard returner here has given Baltimore great position. The intercepted pass they had at the 25, so 2 out of 3 times they've held it.
A week ago against Buffalo, the guy Nelson, who just made the tackle, Vince, had 17 tackles. Second down 8 at the New England Patriot 37. Jones in a straight drop, wants to throw, looks to find a receiver, drills that pass, caught by Carr at the New England 21. Roger Carr on the receiving end, and he made a heck of a good grab of a perfectly thrown. And Vince, this is one that you can call a bullet pass.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he really let it fastball right down the middle.
And the Colts have a first down at the Patriot 21-yard line. The Colts, stung by the New England Patriots in the first half, went into the dressing room trailing by a score of 14-10. Now they are leading the New England Patriots by a score of 17-14 and driving once more. Jones turns, gives to Mitchell, and Mitchell is hit and bounces yet off the tackler for another 2 or 3 yards. He got hit, first of all, by number 76, looked like Pete Cusick, bounced out of his grasp and went forward another 2 or 3 yards before Sam Hunt downed him and held him, and the ball is being spotted at about the New England 17. Gain of 4, second down 6, Baltimore at the Patriots 17. The clock is not operating. Yes, it is. We look down to see the Longines clock is operating the way it should. And we've got 5:31, I formation. Olds, front man Mitchell, the second man in motion, Dowdy. And the pitch back comes to Lydell Mitchell. Penalty flag is dropped. Mitchell around the left side is down to the 15. And I don't know, but what maybe Dowdy may have turned back to the line of scrimmage before the snap count. And that, if he has done so, it will be illegal motion against the Baltimore Colts.
They gained 3 yards on the play, so no doubt they'll take the penalty here.
Vince for WCST in Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. And all of our network stations will pause now for station identification. This is the Metro Media Baltimore Colts Football Network.
WAMD Aberdeen.
In 10 seconds, Dunkin' Donuts will save you 10 cents. Order coffee and your choice of a donut and tell them you're paying 25 cents. These 10 seconds have saved you 10 cents at Dunkin' Donuts, South Route 40 in Aberdeen.
As the Colts are guilty of illegal motion, and it becomes second down and 11 now. The ball resting at the 22. Out of the game goes one of their linebackers, number 50, Sam Hunt. And into the lineup now comes number 72. That's Jerry Patton as a defensive tackle and end. Second down 11 now for the Colts at the New England 22. Split backfield. Jones on a straight drop. Wants to throw. Looks to find a receiver. Firing out of the pocket. It is caught by the Baltimore Colt receiver, Roger Carr, down around the New England 12 or 13-yard line. Carr caught that ball in the grasp with the tackler, and he is very close to a first down. Ron Bolton was searching Carr, but couldn't pry the football loose. And I'll tell you, as we look at the replay, Bolton was all over Carr as he made the grab, and he is shy of the first down by about a yard.
Third down. Big play right here. Colts want 7. They don't want 3, or a chance at 3.
Third down, about a yard and a half. The ball resting around the Patriot 13-yard line. The I formation holds the front man, Mitchell, the second man of the I. No, it's McCauley. The gift to McCauley, right side. He's through for first down all the way to the New England 7 or 8-yard line. First down, Baltimore. McCauley went right off the right hip of George Coons and has picked up first down inside the New England 10 at their 7. First and goal to go, Baltimore at the New England 7-yard line. And this is, I guess you could say, probably another one of those trite expressions that broadcasters use, an aroused Colt team. A double wing is set out by Burt Jones and the Colts now with a first and goal at the 7. Jones gives it to Mitchell. Right to left side, he is inside the 5-yard line and about to the 4 before Sam Hunt is, among others, in there to wrap him up. Nothing fancy about it. They just ran a sheer power thrust to the left side, and Lydell booms it down to about the 4, second and goal.
Pratt and Mendenhall and Coons and Collette, Taylor, everybody. I think we've watched the Colt offensive line, Chuck, closer than any unit in a long time because they've been so effective.
Baltimore comes up on the football. Again, they operate as a double wing. The only man behind the quarterback is Lydell Mitchell. Pitch out to Mitchell, trying to sweep with the right hand. He is hit crossing the 5-yard line and held right about at that 4. New England got into the defensive flow quickly. Ron Bolton came up to assist on the tackle. And that guy, Nelson again, number 57. He is some sort of a linebacker.
He said he made 17
last year, last week.
He broke a record set by Chayunsky when he was
that's exactly right.
A Patriot a few years ago.
It is third and goal, Baltimore, and the ball resting at the New England 4. Jones brings them out of the huddle and puts them on the football. They come to a standard throw set backfield. Waiting for the snap to Burt Jones. He's got it, no fake, rolls back to his left, wants to throw. Jones firing, caught by Bill Olds at the 1, and down he goes, and the penalty flag is there too. And I don't know what the call is going to be. It might be going against Kevin Riley of the New England Patriots, or is it against Bill Olds? We'll know in a moment. Silva says interference against Baltimore. Offensive pass interference against Bill Olds of the Baltimore Colts, and that's a very costly penalty.
As he pushed off to get the ball, we didn't see it, but the rerun will undoubtedly show it. Pushed the defender to catch the ball, and you can't do that.
Well, the gain was down about to the 2 or 3 yard line, and Bill Olds guilty of pushing off against the defender. And Burt Jones is coming into the discussion right now as Fred Silva, head of this crew. He is the referee. They begin to talk things over inside the 5 yard line, and we're waiting to determine what the outcome of this discussion will be.
It'll be fourth. I guess third down, get the down over. But back around the 15, 14.
Well, let's see. They're going to move that ball back. They took it up now. We got the sign from Silva. It's offensive pass interference. The ball is spotted at the 14-yard line. And they show us third down again. So it's third and goal, this time from the New England 14. And Roger Carr is back in. He's going wide to the right, to the left rather. Carr down wide to the right. A standard hold on time as the whistles are sounding downfield, and the New England Patriots have one guy too many out there and have saved themselves a penalty by calling timeout. The New England Patriots just beat it. They just called timeout quickly enough to avoid being guilty of illegal procedure. And that would have moved it 5 yards closer.
And they may regret that later, having only 2 timeouts left. 2:39 left in the third period. There now is a timeout on the field as Ted Marchibroda talks to Burt Jones along the sideline.
Some of the things that the Baltimore Colts of 1975 have done as opposed to last year. The Colts last year were sacked 49 times and sacked opposing quarterbacks only 21 times. This year, in 13 games, the Colts quarterbacks have been sacked only 37 times, and coming into this afternoon's ball game, the Colts topped the AFC with 56 sacks of the quarterback. A year ago, the Colts scored 190 points in 14 games. In 13 games to date, the Colts have scored 361 points. A year ago, the Colts gave up 329 points and 40 touchdowns in a full season, and in 13 games, 248 points this year. Third down and goal from the 14. Jones with no fake, back to throw. The Colts quarterback setting up in the pocket. Ducks the tackler, still looking for a receiver. Fires into the end zone over the head of the intended receiver, Roger Carr, and Burt Jones is really angry with himself right now. He had Carr in the corner, the front corner of the end zone, and just threw it over his head. So we come up fourth down and goal. The ball resting at the 14. Linhart and Domrey's are on. Linhart's kick will be from the 21-yard line, which means it's a 31-yard field goal effort. The last field goal effort was 37 yards, and it hit the upright, the left upright, and carried back. We're waiting for the snap. There it is, the spot. The kick is on the way, and this one looks pretty good. The official has indicated that it is good. Linhart has kicked it from 31 yards out, and the Colts add another 3 points, and now go in front of the New England Patriots by a score of 20-14, and we have 2 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 2:28 to go, Vince, and it's Baltimore now 20, New England Patriots 14.
Well, what a battle. Of course, that's Tony's distance, 31 yards. It's the distance at the other end of the stadium where he beat Miami last week in overtime. And this is the kind of ball game where that is possible again. I want to tell you, it's been a struggle.
I'll tell you, it really has. And it's just one of those things that you hear people, say it, and they write about it frequently. And I guess you hear athletes mention it perhaps more than broadcasters when they talk about the pride that they have to play, the great games that we as spectators are privileged to look at. I don't care which one you want to talk about, basketball, football, golf, whatever you want to pick, whichever game you choose. But if ever we saw classic examples of a team playing with pride this afternoon, it's the New England Patriots. Linhart up on the football, hits it, and he's hit a good line drive deep toward Carter at the New England 5 into the wind. Now up to the 10, galloping to the 20. To the 25, he is going to be held there at the 25-yard line. A very good tackle by Dan Dickel. A one-on-one tackle as Dickel this time penetrated the wedge and made the tackle to stop Carter at the New England 25.
Carter's a rookie from Southern California. We mentioned Sam Cunningham, one of the great players. They're all kind of good backs. O.J. Simpson.
I think Coach John McKay of USC said that Carter, as a high school back, was one of the best he ever saw.
Well, for the first 16 seconds of this game,
he really was.
Took it back 100 yards in case you tuned in late.
Cunningham and Johnson in a split backfield behind Grogan, the quarterback, back to throw. Looks to find a receiver. Drills his pass. It is caught. And down goes the receiver at the 32-yard line. Shayansky made the tackle, and the receiver was Andy Johnson, number 32. Second down and 3 for New England at their own 32. They've got to get about just a little bit over the 35-yard line for a first down. Actually, I guess you could say it's closer to 4 than it is to 3. Standard throw set backfield with Grogan in under center, waiting for the snap. The takeaway by Grogan. He gives it to Johnson, swings to his right side, turns the corner, cuts back in and is hit, and down he goes at about the 34-yard line. And the guy who got in there first of all and slowed him up enough was Joe Ehrman. Ehrman got there, just really didn't make the complete tackle, but did the job good enough so his teammates could finish it. The ball is spotted shy of the 35-yard line. New England with a third down and a little better than a yard right now, near their own 35. A minute and 17 remaining in the third quarter in Baltimore. Snow flurries all afternoon. Not laying at all at defense is a cry on 3rd and 1. New England's quarterback, Grogan, turns, gets fakes to Johnson, wants to throw, fires it down the middle. It's broken up at the last minute by the fine alert play of Stan White of the Baltimore Colts. The intended receiver, I believe, was the tight end, Francis.
Boy, was that going to be a completion. And he leaped through the air, dove at the ball, and tipped it away. Stan White.
Heck of a good defensive play, and the Colts now have forced another punt, and waiting for the punt from New England's Mike Patrick is Howard Stevens, and Howard is waiting around the 20-yard line. He's between the 20 and the 25. Howard, who contributed, I think, one of the most intelligent comments I've heard this year. When he joined the Colt football team, somebody said he was small, and Howard said, "No, I'm not small, I am short." All ready to go. Waiting for the snap from center and the New England punt. The Colts now have a 10-man rush. The snap. Here comes the punt, and he gets it away. A beautiful booming kick. Stevens backpedals to the Baltimore 20 to the 18. Now Stevens laterally along the 20, 25, hit and spun off his pins to the 25-yard line. Goes that little fellow Howard Stevens, who was, speaking of his size, 5'5", 165 pounds, a 3-year veteran from Louisville, who has returned one punt, 53. Yeah,
They get better coverage, of course, when the Colts put up the 10-man rush. They brush them off and get downfield quickly, and Howard doesn't have any help back there because his 10 men are trying to get to the corner.
Well, it's first down Baltimore at their own 25-yard line, and an aroused crowd, along with, I guess, an aroused football team, kind of getting into the ball game. This is not a sellout. A lot of people thought it should have been and could have been, but it is not a sellout. We didn't get the attendance yet. Here's the gift to Lydell Mitchell. He goes straight ahead and is out for maybe 2 yards, somewhere around the 27. Ray Hamilton, the nose guard, the middleman, along with Hunt, the linebacker, made the tackle. 2nd and 8, Baltimore at their own 27. Don McCauley going in right now with 30 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Lydell Mitchell, no, it'll be Bill Olds coming out of the huddle. Olds coming to the sideline.
Little gimpy check. He bounced back in limping and is out for McCauley.
So it's McCauley and Mitchell in a split backfield behind the quarterback Jones with Carr wide right, and Raymond Chester is now split out wide to the left side. The takeaway by Jones. He wants to throw in 2nd and 8, rolling back deep down to the 10. Now he fires upfield. Is caught by McCauley, and down he goes to the 25-yard line. Steve Zabel, the linebacker, he knew exactly what they were attempting to do and alertly broke up the play as the gun sounds, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter with our score. The Baltimore Colts 20 and the New England Patriots 14. I don't know whether you're going to be able to pick this up or not, but we're hearing a cry that you'll not hear in any other stadium around the country, and it was shake and bake. Shake and bake. As the Colts come up on the ball at their own 25, 3rd down, and a great big 10. Dowdy wide right, Carr wide left. Jones started to put him on the ball, and the official said, "Not yet, Bert. We've got a little more time to wait." The Colts have had Ray Oldham injure his right knee, and he is out for the rest of the ball game. John Dutton suffered a hip injury in the first half of the game, but if it's bothering him here in the second half, it certainly has not been apparent. Now the Colts are on the ball again. Down to the right, Carr to the left. Look at that. Jones is back to throw. A very straight drop. Pressure, and they get to Burt Jones back around the 14-yard line. I was just about to make a comment. Look at the crowded threesome, and they blew right by Mendenhall and Collette that time. They just overpowered him and put the rush on Jones and floored him back around the 15-yard line. And now David Lee will be forced to punt at 4th and 20.
McGee, the principal rusher that time, along with Hamilton. Winded his back, and he's glad of it because he'll stand on the goal line.
Well, they put now not a 10-man, but a 9-man rush, and they have Stingley as a shallow safety between the Baltimore 40-45, and back at the Patriots 40, waiting for the punt is Andy Johnson. David Lee lays into it, hits it end over end. Johnson is coming to it at the Patriot 45, over midfield, on his feet at the Colt 45, and then down he goes, and the flag goes with it at about the 47-yard line. Well, there is a timeout here in Baltimore. We'll be back in 1 minute. The Baltimore Colts are leading the New England Patriots by a score of 20-14 here in the 4th and the final quarter. In Baltimore this afternoon, game time temperature was about 33 degrees, and it hasn't warmed up any. There has been a wind blowing in out of the northeast, coming right into the open end of the horseshoe this afternoon that has, on occasions, had an effect on some of the kicking portions of our game. New England really came after the Colts, returning the kickoff 100 yards with Alan Carter, the returner, on the opening kickoff, and had the Colts down 7-0. And Baltimore had to play catch-up football all of the way in the first half. They did get caught up, and they had to play catch-up football in the second half because New England came back and went into the dressing room with a 14-10 lead. Baltimore now has gone out in front of New England by a score of 20-14. As the Pats come on the ball with Stingley wide right, Bataha wide left, and they've got Cunningham and Johnson as running backs behind Grogan, waiting for the takeaway by the rookie from Kansas State. He turns, gives it to Big Sam. Sam hits the right side. Ehrman is there to help ride him down after a quick pickup of a yard or two, maybe to the 41 of the New England Patriots. Shayansky also in on the tackle.
They called a clip on Geddes on the punt return a minute ago, Chuck, Bob Geddes, and that set New England back from over the 50-yard line back to their own 40.
And now it's at the 42, making it second down and 8 as New England comes out of the huddle. And it looks like they're going to go to a double wing of sorts on the wings for Taha and Johnson. And the only man in the backfield behind the quarterback is Sam Cunningham. Second down and 8 from the New England 42. Grogan back to throw, looks to find a receiver, fires down the middle. Caught at the Baltimore 30, and inside the Baltimore 30 goes the receiver. It looked like Andy Johnson, and that's who it turns out to be. A fine pass from rookie Grogan. Johnson made a heck of a catch under a full head of steam, and the Patriots have a first down at the Baltimore 29.
Johnson's some kind of player. He reminds you kind of Tom Matty type of Don McCauley. He's also leaving now, a little shaken up, but he can do a lot of things, Chuck. He beat us in New England, and he's making it tough today here.
How true. Bataha wide left, Burks wide right. Turn, and the give goes to Slam Bam Cunningham. Through the middle, he goes wide open down to about the Baltimore 21-yard line, maybe to the 20-yard line, before Jackie Wallace is able to contain him. He is going to be spotted down at the 21, a gain of 8, and it's Patriots ball, second down and 2, and the ball spotted at the Colts 21. New England have, with just nowhere to go, nothing to do, are giving the Colts all they can handle and then some this afternoon. Second down, 2 at the 21. Grogan turns, gives to the second man out of the backfield. He is racing around to the 15, down to the 10, to the 5, and down to the 1-yard line he goes, and it is Alan Carter on the carry this time. Alan Carter, who returned a kickoff better, almost 100 yards, has swept the left end down to the Baltimore Colts 1-yard line where it is goal to go. Carter came in to replace Andy Johnson. I'll tell you, there's little to choose between those two, Ben.
That's right.
Patriots, first and goal at the Colt 1.
A lot more speed than Johnson. He got outside and raced into the 1.
Carter and Cunningham, the setbacks behind quarterback Grogan. First and goal at the Baltimore 1. The Patriot quarterback keeper. Straight ahead goes the quarterback, and the touchdown sign has not been given, but it is now given, and it is a Patriot touchdown as Grogan went straight ahead on the quarterback keeper and wedged it in for the score.
Chuck, we have that business of the poise and the pride and the character of the team given a chance to assert itself again now. New England undoubtedly will go ahead here because the kid hasn't missed all year. John Smith will take a 1-point lead. It's tied now. What a time to break that streak. But Baltimore, with 11:57 to go, will have to come from behind in all likelihood.
Well, they've had to come from behind twice today, and they have done it, and this will mark the third time. If he is able to kick the point after, it's in the air. It looks okay. The official says it's fine, and the Patriots are now leading. There is a break in the action, and we'll pause now for this message.
Some small cars are now boasting over 20 miles per gallon. Some are even shouting over 30 miles per gallon. And Datsun is pleased to announce the same old mileage. 41 miles per gallon in the EPA highway test for our B210 with 4-speed manual transmission. 41 miles per gallon. And that's not the half of it. Your new Datsun B210 comes complete. Reclining bucket seats, full carpeting, white walls, tinted glass, and more are all standard equipment, included in the base price. At 41 miles per gallon, Datsun saves, even more than the others.
See your local Datsun dealer for the best buy in a new or used car.
Well, with 11 minutes, 57 seconds remaining on the clock here of the fourth quarter in Baltimore, it's the New England Patriots, and they are, as most of you know, I am sure, decided underdogs this afternoon, are now leading the Colts 21-20. And And to kick it off again, John Smith waking down between the Colts 5 and 10, Bruce Laird. Smith indicates he's ready to go and moves up on the football. Let's see how the left-footed kicker hits it high, and the wind begins to slow it up a little bit. Laird at the 12. Now Laird to the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and up to about the 37 or 8-yard line goes Bruce Laird. He just came straight back up the route and was taken down by Don Calhoun, number 44, at about the Baltimore 38-yard line. First down at that spot.
Don't forget, during the locker room report, we'll have the choice to call offensive and defensive players of the week. And each fellow will receive gift certificates from Hamburgers. Hamburgers, if you're going to dress, you might as well do it right.
Now Bert Jones brings him on the football, Vince, with Dowdy wide to the right side of the set. Carr split off on the left end. Chester, the tight end, on the right end of the line. And in motion comes Dowdy toward the backfield. Jones rolls back, wants to throw on first down, fires it down the middle. Intercepted by number 57, Steve Nelson of the Patriots, at the Patriots' 48-yard line. It was intended for Glenn Dowdy. That's the first time that Jones has been intercepted in some 4 ball games, and only the 8th time all year that he has been intercepted.
So here's a big defensive play right now. It's the big defensive series coming up. New England moved it for a touchdown, 60 yards in about 7 plays, just a few minutes ago with 11:40 left, a lot of time, but the Colts better stop them here because they trail by a point.
The Taha wide left, Stingley wide to the right. The turn, the give goes to Cunningham. Into the middle he goes, and the Colts fumble, and New England recovers with Grogan, the quarterback, picking up the football back at the New England 48-yard line. Cunningham got belted. He got separated from the football. It rolled into the Patriots' backfield, and Steve Grogan, the quarterback, picked it up and was snowed under by a gang of Colt tacklers at the line of scrimmage. Actually, he lost a yard.
Yeah, the bad omens when they bounce around like that and the other team comes up with them, Chuck.
All ready to go as Grogan brings them out. He's got Carter and Cunningham as setbacks. The Taha wide to the left side, Stringley wide to the right side. Second down, 11 at the New England 48. Waiting for the takeaway by the Patriots. Grogan, he takes the handoff, rolls back to throw, looks to fire, and they find his receiver. Intercepted by Stan White. The Colts have got it. White is over into New England territory to the New England 44. It was a Karam interception, and White was the last man who got a hold of it. Tom McLeod, I think, got a finger or a hand on the ball, popped it up in the air, and White picked it off and ran it back to New England's 44. Ballpark, this stadium in Baltimore is going crazy. First down, Baltimore at the Patriots 44. Olds and Lydell Mitchell, the gift to Mitchell, right side, and he hurdles his way down to the New England 40-yard line where the tackle goes to Tony McGee. Second down, 6 Colts at the Patriots 40. Well, I'll tell you, we had an afternoon of football last weekend here against the Miami Dolphins that, if you're a football fan, was just as exciting and as thrilling as you could possibly hope to see. 2 excellent football teams in Miami and Baltimore, and this Sunday afternoon we're getting another dose of the same. Second down, 6 Baltimore at the New England 40. Trailing 21-20, the Patriots lead with 10 minutes left. Jones is back to throw. Looks to find his receiver. Drills his pass. Caught by Carr at the New England 25.
Again, a pattern that's worked a number of times. It's a real deep hook. Carr going down the left side, turning in, and it's deep, maybe 20 yards down the field. And he came back to help Burt, caught the ball, and was taken down right away, but it's a big first down. The right interception, Chuck, it was Tom McLeod picking the ball off, and then Stan White picking it off after McLeod lost it.
Carr wide to the right side of the set. Dowdy the other way. Bill Olds and Lydell Mitchell setbacks. First down, New England 25. Jones fakes, rolling out to his right. Jones looks for a receiver, still moving. Fires, caught by Raymond Chester at the 15-yard line of the New England Patriots. And I'll tell you, it was a tough catch for Chester. He was some kind of banged around by John Sanders, the safety man. And he is very close, and in truth might have first down yardage. He's got a first down.
They give him the 14-yard line, first and 10.
It was Chester, like a lot of other Colts, who came up with some very key and crucial plays in third down situations a week ago against Miami. Dowdy to the right side, Carr to the left side. Olds and Mitchell the setback. Waiting for the takeaway by Burt Jones. He gives it to Mitchell. Mitchell comes into the middle and bangs his way forward about to the 11-yard line where New England holds him. And after the whistle is dead, they pull the football loose. Steve Sabol made the tackle. Spot the football at about the 11-yard line, if you will. Second down and 7.
Looks like the nose guard is leaving, Ray Hamilton. He's been pretty tough, Chuck, and he's out of there limping. And he's replaced by Pete Cusick as the nose guard out on the center.
He has been tough, and the entire Patriot club has been tough this afternoon. They have played a slam-bang whale of a game. Baltimore trailing 21-20 now with a 2nd and 7 at the Patriot 11. A split backfield, nobody behind Jones. Waiting for the takeaway. Burt turns, gives to Mitchell off the right side. Hole open 5. Touchdown, Mitchell! Mitchell on a straight veer off the right side. He got some help from the shake and bake gang up front and has squirted into the end zone, and the Colts go in front again and don't go away. 8 minutes and 19 seconds remain, and this one has turned into a Pier 6 brawl. It's the kind of football that any fan loves to see. An 11-yard spurt from Lydell Mitchell for the score, and now Linhart will try to add the point after touchdown. The snap, the spot, the kick is in the air. The kick is good. And there is a timeout here in Baltimore with the score. The Colts 27, New England 21.
If you're between 15 and 22 years of age, you can start building your estate right away with $10,000 in term insurance for just $49 a year. When you're 25, your policy converts to permanent insurance, at least you'll be able to afford. It's Nationwide's Universal Estate Plan, and it's worth checking into. Part of Nationwide's blanket protection for your family or your business. For all your insurance needs, call your local Nationwide agent. Nationwide is on your side.
John A. Tipton, 105 West Bel Air Avenue. In Bel Air, Banner Blevins Jr., 100 South Main Street. And in Aberdeen, John C. Finnessy, 215 West Bel Air Avenue.
I imagine. What would you do, Chuck?
I think I just have to, figure that the odds are going to catch up with Carter. He can't run everyone back. And the Colts with the wind at the back of Linhart. Now we'll kick it off. 8:19 remaining. Carter waiting at the goal line. And here is Linhart moving up on the ball. Let's see how Tony hits it. Hammers it, and he's hit it pretty good, hooking it over to the far side, and it's going to be taken there by number 84. It looks like Darrell Singley. Singley coming back up over the 15 to the 20, 25, and down he goes at the 25-yard line, and it turns out Lloyd Mumford makes the tackle. And the Patriots go to work first down at their own 25. For WSMD and the Plate of Maryland and all of our network stations, we'll pause now for station identification. This is the Metro Media Baltimore Colts Football Network.
You're tuned to WAMD 970 on your AM dial, where you can hear all the play-by-play of Baltimore Colts football and University of Maryland basketball games.
New England first down at their 25. Stringley coming wide to the left side. He brings Vataha with him. Andy Johnson is back in the ball game. He's the deep man in the eye. Cunningham, the front man, in motion through the backfield of the far side. Stingley waiting for Grogan's takeaway. He turns, gives it to Cunningham off the left, the right side he goes, and is up for maybe 2 yards to the 27 before the Colts, in a good defensive flow, are able to trap him. Joe Ehrman, the last guy up. Let's say Joe made the tackle.
Boy, the Colts talked before the game about not wanting to lose their edge, so they're just as well satisfied that Miami won yesterday. They haven't lost any edge. I guess they played their best football of the year, but they're playing a team that has really taken it to them, and you give New England an awful lot of credit for the effort they've made. They have about 37 fellas suited up. And some makeshift people. Grogan we'd never seen before. He's okay. They're tough.
He really is. He's a good-looking rookie, is this young man, Steve Grogan. With a second down and 8 at the 27. Grogan is back to throw. The New England quarterback is getting a little pressure, running out of it to his right, going to the far side. He throws upfield incomplete. And a penalty flag goes down. He may have been guilty of intentional grounding. I'm not certain. Yeah. A flag has been dropped, and it might be an ineligible receiver downfield or an illegal intentional grounding.
And that'll cost them some yardage and also the down, Chuck. So that's a very costly penalty for the offensive team. It looked like he dumped it probably to a lineman as he was running for the sideline, and it's a penalty. That's a stiff penalty. You lose half the distance and plus a down. All
the way back to the 13-yard line. And And they flip the down card over, and it will be third down, Vince. The ball is resting at the 13-yard line, which means it's third and about 27. And you can hear this big old hungry crowd hollering, defense, defense. As Grogan brings them out into a split backfield, nobody directly behind the quarterback. Bataha to the left side, Stingley the other way, waiting for the takeaway by Boston's or New England's Grogan. Fakes back to the 5, sets the throw, fires upfield, intercepted, and down the near sideline, Muncie to the 5. Muncie is in for the touchdown. Whoa! What it's all about in Baltimore. This is a football team that has stunned the football world with a brilliant, absolutely at times unbelievable reversal in form from a year ago. And Muncie played it just as cool as could be and stepped in front of the would-be receiver Vataha and took it home for the touchdown. He got nailed at about the 2. His momentum carried him through. They were trying to hook it up with Vataha. Muncie jumped in front of him and took it all the way in.
He got it about 30 yards out. Hit him at the 2, but he got in. And here's Linhart kicking the point. It's good. And the Colts lead 34-21.
That's exactly right. 34 now for the Baltimore Colts and 21 for the New England Patriots. And I don't know, Vince, you go back over what has happened here in the second half, and we might have to go all the way back to the 53-yard punt return of Howard Stevens. That may have been just the thing that ignited this Colt football team and got them back on the bit.
That's right. They got one right after that. Of course, New England coming back, going 60 yards in 7 plays. I think that might have been the low point of the afternoon. Not because they took the lead, but because they moved it with such relative ease in going 60 yards to score. But Baltimore's defense has held. Nelson Muncie picked off a 3rd and long, obvious passing situation, returned it 30 yards for the score, and Baltimore has a 13-point lead with 7:11 left.
And Linhart is ready to kick it off again. Alan Carter waiting down on the goal line. Linhart hits it. Fine-looking kickoff. Carter waiting at about the 3. Straight ahead now to the 10, now the 15. A veer to his right. Ran into his own man, and down he goes at about the 18-yard line. And again, number 55 in on the play for Baltimore is Dan Dickel. And what was it they used to talk about? That fella Mo. He has really kind of taken things over here in this 4th quarter for the Baltimore Colts. Mo has jumped right into the ball game, and the Colts have momentum plus. And our Colts broadcast next week, it'll be from Pittsburgh. If the Colts can hang on and win it, and if it happens that way, we have something special. It'll be Bracey, Donovan, and fans a half hour prior to the kickoff from Pittsburgh next week, and Vince and I will tell you more about it later on. Right now, the Patriots first down at the Patriot 18. Grogan on the draw, gives it to Calhoun. Calhoun won't go anywhere. The Colts are all over him at the line of scrimmage, and he may have maybe he did get back to the line of scrimmage and perhaps a yard.
We'll have that locker room report. We'll talk about individual players that'll win some awards, but I don't know. I think we'll have more than 2 folks on that show, Chuck.
Well, I would think so, Vince.
Battle our way through the crowd.
6:38 remaining, and the Colts are that much time from their first, well, not the Baltimore Colts' first championship, because they have had more than their share. But this young, brand-new enterprise of Mr. Bob Ursey, Joe Thomas, Ted Marchibroda are minutes away from a championship. Rolling to the right is Grogan, looking to find a receiver. He fires upfield. It is going to be caught, but I believe out of bounds. Bruce Laird was the defender covering on the play, and the intended receiver was Burks. And he was out of bounds when he caught the ball, or was he inbounds? We'll know in a minute. They say he was inbounds when he caught the football. And it is good for a first down. The ball spotted now at the New England Patriot 29. Stingley goes wide to the right side. Vataha goes the other way. Waiting for Grogan in under center to take the ball away from his center. He turns, rolls to his left, wants to throw, looks to find a receiver, plenty of time, fires upfield. It is caught along the 40-yard line, and down goes the receiver. It looked like Windsor, the tight end Bob Windsor, who caught it right along the 40-yard line at the Patriot 41 for yet another first down.
Baltimore has the opportunity to tee off on Grogan now. He got early pressure, then experienced relative ease in getting the passes away through a lot of the game. But now trailing by 13 with 5:40 to go, he has to put it up, and they'll be in on him or trying to get there.
All ready to go. First down at the 41. The sweep now tried by Andy Johnson. Johnson is hit and held as he got near the 45-yard line as the Colts got into the flow. Leading the way, it looked like Jim Chiansky, and his forward progress is spotted at about the 41 or 44-yard line.
Chiansky said Chuck this week it's the happiest year of his career. He's been in the league 8 years. This is his 9th season, or his 8th season. And even though he faces knee surgery when the season is over, it's just been a wonderful year for him. He didn't even think he'd play much behind Mike Curtis. He's been a bulwark.
He has been that and then some. 2nd and 7 at about the 44. Waiting for the takeaway. Grogan on the straight drop wants to throw. Looks to find his receiver. Firing the bomb. Here comes Vataha trying to catch up. Jackie Wallace almost got there. The pass was overthrown. Incomplete. And New England shows 3rd and 7 from their 44. And the Baltimore Colts leading 34-21 with 4:58 remaining. And the first half of the ball game, it was New England. They went to the dressing room leading 14-10. The Colts caught up. New England went ahead again, leading 21-20. And the Colts have caught up yet again and now lead 34-21. There have been 4 Colt interceptions this afternoon. 3rd down, 7 from about the 44. They show the double wing to the Colts right now, to the Patriots, waiting for the takeaway by Grogan, a straight drop. He wants to throw, looks to find a receiver, fires down the middle. It is caught in the clear at about the 45-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. Goes Windsor, and a penalty flag has been dropped way over on the far side of the field, and we'll see what this is all about.
This might have been a double shrug, I think they call that. You're only allowed to hit the potential pass receiver one time. And it's this type of ball right here. You can only hit him. 11 people can hit him, but everybody has one pop at that receiver coming downfield. They might have a bump and run more than once on the man going down the right side of the field, even though the play came to the other side. New England declines the penalty and accepts the gain of the Colt 44.
To Windsor, and it is first down New England. The ball resting on the Colt 44-yard line. Wide to the right side, Stringley, and wide to the left goes Vataha. Stingley wide right, Vataha the other way. The turn, the give goes to Carter. Carter hits the middle, and the Colts are able to slow him up around the 41-yard line. Down on the bottom of the pile again is number 76 airman, also Fred Cook, the last man to get up. The gain is to about the 41. Time remaining 4:24. Baltimore 34, New England 21. 2nd down and 7. Grogan back to throw, looking to find a receiver. Steve fires. It's caught by Andy Johnson at the Baltimore 25, and down to about the 22-yard line goes Johnson. Swinging out of the backfield, and the tackle was made by Wallace and Nelson Muncie. The Patriots have a first down at the Baltimore 21. Moving on the football, and the Patriots, who have, just put together an outstanding effort in about every capacity of football this afternoon, are driving once more on the Baltimore Colts with 3:50 remaining. First down from the 21. The give goes to Carter. Carter is hit coming into the hole and down by Big Fred Cook. McLeod there to help out. He may have lost a yard in the play. It'll come up now, Patriots ball. 2nd down and a long 10, maybe call it 11 at about the Colt 22. Carter goes out. Johnson comes back into that huddle for New England. Stingley goes wide right, Vataha wide left, Cunningham and Johnson the setbacks. 2nd down 11 from the Baltimore 22. 3 minutes and 15 seconds remain. Colts lead it, and here's Grogan back to throw, a straight drop, and looks to find his receiver. Fires down the middle. It is incomplete. And Jackie Wallace was there covering Darrell Stingley, the intended receiver, at about the 5-yard line. And it was one of those touch-and-go situations, wasn't it, Ben? So Wallace looked around and, spread his hands to say, boy, I hope there's nothing out there, meaning a penalty marker.
Knock it down and then look. But knock it down first. Chiansky comes out. We got another Rick Volk in the ballgame, 5 halfbacks. Big play here. 3rd, and they have to get
3rd and 11 for the Patriots at the Baltimore 22. Grogan barking signals. Here's the takeaway. A straight drop. He wants to throw. Looks to find his receiver. Fires into the end zone, and it's going to be over the end line and out of play. And New England shows 4th down, 11 now at the Colt 22. Looking around to see if there are any penalty markers. I don't see any. The time remaining 3 minutes and 3 seconds. The Baltimore Colts 34-21. 3 minutes and 3 seconds away from their first divisional championship. Having defeated Miami twice, and that's the first time ever a Don Shula coached Miami team has ever been beaten by one club twice in a year.
And they guess they had a lot of hope as they looked in from down in Florida this afternoon, Chuck, and saw this New England team play so well.
I'm sure they did, Vince. 4th down, 11, and Grogan is going to put it in the air again. A shallow drop over the middle. It is incomplete. He was intending for his tight end, and Winter just never got to the ball, and the Colts will take it over. 1st down from their own 22.
That ought to do it, because with a 13-point lead, that's not nearly as good as 14. Had they scored then, it could have been a ball game.
How true.
3 minutes, and the Colts with the ball. They're in a pretty good spot.
And as it has happened so many times in the past, in this brilliant surge of the Baltimore Colts, they've won 8 in a row and are minutes away from 9 straight. That defensive team has really been outstanding. Jones with Mitchell and Olds behind him gives it to Mitchell. He hits off the right side, burrowing his way straight ahead out to maybe, you'll call it the 24, before the Patriots are able to contain him. 2:51 remaining. A week ago when the Baltimore Colts won over the Miami Dolphins in overtime on the Linhart field goal, not just the people in the stadium, Vince Bagli, and all of you listening in wherever you are around this great old world of ours, the whole city of Baltimore went slightly crazy last week. And it is a new breed of Colt fan and a great breed of Colt fan. And this is a new Colt football team and one the city of Baltimore can be very proud of. The takeaway by Jones to Olds off the right side. He hammers his way straight out to about the 29-yard line. And it'll now be 3rd down and about 3.
New England. 100 yards, 32 carries. I want to tell you, that's an afternoon's activity.
I'll tell you, he's the fellow, he's the original guy. You know, just give it to Mitchell, and he wants it that way. And we have come now to the 2-minute warning here in Baltimore. There is the 2-minute warning with a score. The Baltimore Colts 34, the New England Patriots 21, and we'll be back in 60 seconds.
You have a head for cars, head for Dodge.
Dodge Charger gives you room for 6.
A gorgeous car, that's great for kicks.
This year's lineup is 2 cars larger.
SC, Daytona, Sport and Charger.
Have a head for cars, head for Dodge.
Head for the 76 Dodge Charger. Once you've looked, you're a hook. Hooked on cars like the Charger Daytona, with 2-tone paint, soft vinyl bucket seats, even an optional tachometer. And this year, you won't believe just how little we're charging for some of our Chargers at the Dodge Boys.
If you have a head for cars, head for Dodge.
Now Charger gives you a range of prices.
If you're on a budget, that's kind of nice. With this year's Charger, one good look.
We're mighty certain you'll be hooked.
If you have a head for cars, head for Dodge. If you have a head for cars, head for Dodge.
See your local Dodge dealer, Tom Abraham Dodge Aberdeen, Waters Motors Bel Air, St. Clair Motors in Jarrettsville, and Kingsville Motors in Kingsville.
Colts in possession, 3rd and about 3 from their own 29. Next week, the Baltimore Colts will battle a great football team, the Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers. They'll do it next Saturday in Pittsburgh. And we're adding quite a little bit to our Colt broadcast next Saturday. We hope that you'll share it with us. 3rd down, about 3 from the 29. Jones with a long count turns, gives to Mitchell, hits the right side, bounces, and gets maybe a yard to about the 31. Beginning at 12 noon next Saturday afternoon, we'll have Bracey, Donovan, and fans. And then at 12:30, the coach's corner. At 12:45, the kickoff. And at 1 o'clock, the Steelers against the Colts. And after the ball game, it'll be scoreboard time and the locker room. A half hour of Bracey and Donovan and fans after the effort next week.
This afternoon, we're on Armed Forces, Chuck. We got a telegram from Petty Officer Zekel of the USS Falcon in Norfolk, and he heard the broadcast from Cartagena, Colombia for the last few weeks when he was on the ship, and he wanted to pass the word along, wish everybody a Merry Christmas. And right now, the crowds are starting to mass along the sidelines in preparation for a replay, I guess, of the activity last week. We still have a minute 55. The game isn't over. The Colts are 13 ahead, but they have to punt the ball. So anything can happen. The fans are on the field. There's no PA system to tell them to get off the field. Now, what do we do here? Hope that the transistor radios get through.
I don't think they're going to pay very much attention to what we have to say about their conduct on the field. I just hope that they will behave themselves and realize that they can cost their football team a lot more than they can help them at this juncture. And by golly, that's exactly what's going on. The people are turning. They are leaving the field. They are patiently lining up along the sideline. And I doff my cap to them. It's the way, the difference between right and wrong is immense. And it's so great to see so many people so excited over what is going to happen in a minute and 55 seconds, to see them really take it upon themselves to realize that this is not the right way to do it. Wait until they finish the ball game, leave the gridiron, and they have done exactly that. I commend them for their behavior.
Chuck, this reminds me of Herring Run in the 40s.
Well,
with the people lining the field.
You know, it's such a wonderful thing. And Vince, we're a little older than the average, I guess. We're watching David Lee's punt. We've seen Colt football teams go to championships, and it's great to see it twice in a lifetime. Sure. David Lee really nails this punt. And it's taken by Johnson back along the 25 up to the 35-yard line, and down he goes. And he got hit some pretty good wallops along the way and still managed to come back for a few yards. The PA system is not working this afternoon. We have had a power failure in Memorial Stadium. Thank goodness it didn't affect the lights, but it got most everything else. The Patriots go to work from their own 35-yard line. With a minute and 45 seconds remaining, and Colt fans are lined up along the sideline on both sides of the field. The Patriots break out of the huddle with their rookie quarterback, Grogan. Bataha to the left, Stingley to the right. Take away by Grogan. A straight drop, wants to throw, dumps it off, and it's caught. And Cunningham now loses the football after the tackle, and they begin to wrestle for it. Stan White was right there, made the tackle, and tried to steal the ball. In truth, he came up with it, and Cunningham said, "Wait a minute, man, that belongs to me." And the official agrees with Cunningham.
Chuck, this crowd is a problem here. We make that reference to Herring Run. They were orderly. Just a lot of people watching the game, but they're going to steal equipment today, I'm afraid.
Robin back fires down the middle. It is caught by Johnson, and he has pulled off his pins at about the 45. Boy, that Johnson is some kind of a football player. He has made a believer of me, as Andy Johnson.
Yeah, when you think he was a quarterback in college, came here to try to make, I don't think he even came here as a quarterback, not with Plunkett. Didn't have much of a chance. He's some kind of a player.
First down. The ball resting at the Baltimore Colts 44. I'm trying to pick up the crowd chant, and I just can't. I'm not too sure what it is at the moment. The Patriots with a minute and 19 remaining, and Baltimore leading now by a score of 34-21. And the Colts are just that far, a minute and 19 seconds away from being the champions of the AFC East. And that is no mean accomplishment in his first year as a head coach for Ted Marchibroda. I feel so happy for Coach Marchibroda and all of his assistant coaches and the whole Colt group, beginning with Mr. Bob Ursay, his owner, and his general manager, Joe Thomas, right on through. They have all been through some very lean years. This must be a very gratifying moment for all of them. Back to throw is Grogan, looking to find a receiver, firing toward the end zone. Bataha is running. Muncie is there, and Muncie has knocked it down in the end zone. Muncie wanted the ball, but he just couldn't hold on to it. He got there and broke up the play. A minute and 12 remaining. And they're standing everywhere around Memorial Stadium, and the crowd, orderly, is standing along the sideline. And are just waiting for that, the minute and 12 seconds never seemed so long for the Colt fans who are around this gridiron. Vince, it's been just a heck of a great year for us. It's been a wonderful experience. We've really enjoyed it. And how proud we are of the young guys who represent the city of Baltimore and play in the National Football League. They're a fine bunch of young people and deserve the thing that is going to happen to them in about a minute and 12 seconds. Back to throw goes Grogan, looking to find a receiver. Men are running. He gets hit by John Dutton, and down he goes. He tried to get one more look, and it wasn't accorded him because Dutton is there with a quarterback sack.
Jack, I want to certainly echo your sentiments. It's been one of my favorite years, and certainly things to do on Sunday afternoon to be with this team, to see them come from some real tough football and not very impressive at times during the exhibition season to do the things they've done. We have to get to the locker room as we prepare for that, and we'll have to figure out a new way to get there because a lot of the exits are blocked, I think.
Yeah,
but I'll meet you there as the miracle on 33rd Street comes to fruition. Thank you, Chuck. I'll see you a little later.
All right, Vince, and to you and yours and all along this vast radio network this afternoon, from all of us connected with the broadcast from Baltimore, we hope that this will be as merry, as happy, as healthy a holiday as you have ever had in your lifetime. Clock showing a minute and 7 seconds. And we're about ready to go. They're walking off another big old penalty against the Baltimore Colts. And And Silva has indicated a personal foul against the Baltimore Colts that has penalized them down to their own 30, actually to the 29-yard line. And the Patriots, with 1:07, will go to work from that spot. First down, New England. The ball resting at the Baltimore Colts 29. A raw, cold Sunday afternoon, but nobody in this fine old city of Baltimore gives a hoot right now about the weather. Grogan under center, waiting for the takeaway. The New England quarterback is back to throw again, and Dutton is there. They get him. They roll him down back at the 40-yard line. Dutton comes up, shaking his hand in the air, and the Colts sack pack are doing it again. That's the 59th sack of a quarterback this year for the Baltimore Colts. It is a club record. The loss goes back to the Colts 40-yard line. As the Colts are just, laying their ears back, they know that Grogan and New England have got to throw the football, and they're laying the ears back and just letting it go and firing in. On the harried young quarterback, Grogan, he's back to throw again. Here comes some more pressure, fires down the middle, intercepted by Stan White of the Baltimore Colts to the 35, to the 40, and down he goes. That's the 5th Colt interception of the afternoon. 42 seconds on the clock. Stan White is intercepted, and now the crowd that has been rather patient now began, a few of them are running out onto the field, and they are hastily put back on the sideline area. And George Kuntz, the offensive captain, or one of them, comes up to talk to the referee. We have 42 seconds on the stadium clock. Stan White is just intercepted again for the Baltimore Colts. 5 interceptions for Baltimore today. And Jones and his teammates now are waiting for them to move the stakes down the far sideline to set up the first down yardage. Jones now hollers to his teammates, come on, let's get back here in the huddle. And I know that you will hear when we get close enough so the fans can start counting it off. They'll be peeling and counting off that clock, and I don't know how the Colts are going to get to the dressing room. But they've had enough trouble this afternoon trying to beat a very determined, prideful New England Patriot team. The give goes to Mitchell. He lies down just to, get down on his hands and knees and let the clock run. The loss is back to the 38. A team that a year ago won 2 and lost 12 has come storming back this year to win the Eastern Division title in the American Football Conference. The clock now down to 17, and now this crowd is beginning to count. This might be it. Both the Patriots and the Colts now begin to move to the dressing room. The goalposts are torn down, and both football clubs will have an awful time getting off the field this afternoon. That's the end of the ball game. It's all over. Everybody is on the field. Not everybody, but many of the spectators are out there. And the Baltimore Colts have done what they had to do. They defeated the New England Patriots to win the Eastern Division championship. And that's the end of the game. The Colts win it 34-21.